Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Welcome to the OG Network. Welcome to the Fracker Show. Gratefully, y'all having a blessed, wonderful day. In the state of Pennsylvania, it's a little chilly, but it is what it is. Hopefully, y'all having a good day. Hopefully, y'all having a blessed day. Always make God first in your life, because life without Christ, honestly, ain't even really worth living to an extent, because when we do all this stuff we do today, where's it going to go when you don't? When you go. Anyway, God bless y'all. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. If y'all never been on the Fracker Show is an unscripted show. There is no plan. There is no direction. It's just whatever happens, happens. Right now, I am the only Fracker on the show. But as the day progresses, hopefully more come in. If not, that's okay. Either way, we got to do what we got to do. Ain't that right? Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate it very, very much. But while we're sitting here and we're talking, I want to refer back to a show that we did concerning one of our friends that was brutally murdered um, by her husband a long time back. Reason why I'm bringing the subject up, because we've been doing our best to raise money for the daughter. And the reason being is the daughter witnessed a whole horrific situation. The daughter was there when the police came, and the way he murdered his wife, which is a very close friend of ours. If you're not sure about the story, go look up Robin Simpson murder in Houston, Texas. I don't want to bring the video up, but we've been raising money for her daughter, right? Helping to raise. We're not totally the ones all doing it, but so people have been donating to the channel. And as they donate to my channel, the OG Network, Ron's opinion don't matter. Some of the proceeds that we get, we have been donating. We've been donating to the cause to help raise the money for her to take this trip. It's a trip to Africa and a few other places she'll be taking. So we've been raising money for that very reason. And of course, my channel isn't the largest channel out there, but we're doing the best we can do based off of the audience that we have access to. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate it. But we ended up, just to kind of give y'all an update, when we got involved, the balance on the trip was $3,964. We are currently at $3,679. And since then, we have almost raised another $300 since we got involved to help fund her daughter making it on this trip. And it's a year from now. So we got time to get the money up and hopefully send them on the trip. But I brought this back up because I just want to say, for those that was able to donate, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Anybody else that donates to the channel, I don't care if it's small or large, understanding that a portion of them proceeds are going to go to help pay for this child to make it on this trip, because we're trying to help create a different memory. The worst, per child should have had the experience is to watch her father murder her mother. And I don't even know how you can even make it through living life knowing in your head that you witnessed this. So we just wanted to get involved and hope that it'll create some other memories for this child to be able to have other than what she experienced. So anybody that donates to the channel, understanding that a portion of the proceeds will continue to go to the fund to help. We tried to put the link to this so people could donate directly, but every time we were trying to do it, for some reason we just kept having issues with it. So I just said, well, instead of me keep trying to do that and it's not working, we'll just let the audience know, and if they donate to the channel, a good portion of it's going to go help, and it's been helping. It's been since we got involved up until this point, we have definitely lowered the balance. I'm not going to say substantially because in my eyes, substantially will be there is no balance. It's zero now. But it has come down a good amount, and every little bit helps. And we're going to continue on trying to raise money for this situation. And so if you got a heart, you want to help a situation that really matters. I know we're going to get there before the time is up. But every little bit helps, and we appreciate it, really, really do. But thank y'all for coming in on the Fracker Show. Thank y'all for hitting the like button. Thank y'all for hitting the subscribe button. We appreciate it very, very much. Mm. But like I said, the Fracker Show is not something scripted. So we haven't gotten all them frackers in right now. But I'm the only one, again, that's here eating my Oreos. How y'all doing? Caitlin Fowler, how you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hit the like button. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. But outside of that, the other day, a lot, when you live your life every single day, and I want to get had this conversation about that, and you see people out in the street and just walking about in and out of stores and stuff. And the other day, I was up in Philly, and I was in an area that they would consider a business district. And I was noticing how many stores that's out of business. Like I just went through, I must have said, wow, out of business and out of business, out of business, out of business, out of business, no longer in business, out of business, out of business. And they was like, well, money and stuff. People can't afford this, people can't afford that. And I said, nah. I said, yeah, I kind of get that part. But the other part of it is that consumers sometimes don't realize that they're the reason why some of these prices are so high. They don't realize the role that, what's up? What's going on? God bless you. 366. God bless you. God bless you. They don't realize as a consumer that sometimes you don't realize the power that you have as a consumer to drive prices up and to help drive prices down. A lot of time we're looking for government to fix it. And don't get me wrong, government is responsible for a lot of stuff when it comes to inflation and stuff like that. But here's the part as a consumer we play. And this is where we don't get it. If everybody shops at the same place, runs to the same places, like this Amazon, Walmart, and let's say Target, right? We don't go to the local stores no more. We're so lazy that we don't want to leave the house that we keep ordering everything on Amazon. We don't realize that it's actually costing you more money. And I know people are going to say, oh, no, it's cheap on Amazon. It's not. Because probably 30 to 40% of the stuff that you order on Amazon is now sitting in your house doing absolutely nothing. You wasted the money. You didn't pack it up. You didn't ship it back. What's up, Angle? You didn't ship it back or whatever. So what ends up happening is you start giving control as a consumer to big business. That's what you're doing. You're giving control to big business. So when you start giving all your money to Amazon and all your money to Walmart and all your money to these companies, they get to dictate what it costs because there's no competition. Competition is healthy. Competition is healthy. Competition also makes more businesses have to compete for your dollar. In order to convince you to come there, they got to be cheaper. In order to convince you, got to be cheaper. And stop being black. Stop eating dick. How about that? Yeah, I know. That's what I do. I don't care. But anyway, as a consumer, you're giving them the power. Competition is healthy. Competition is very healthy. That's why you want that. You don't want everybody going to the same places. And all these local businesses that used to sell product are now out of business because all the consumers are so goddamn lazy that they can't get up out of their house and go to a store. Now they want them to bring it to the front door. And you don't realize how much more expensive it becomes. You're saying, oh, it's cheaper. Okay. And you're going to find out that, no, it's not cheaper. They capitalizing off the fact that you're becoming more lazier and lazier every single day. What's up, Dogs Basketball? What's going on? God bless you. God bless you. Appreciate you, Angela. Thank you for subscribing. What's up, Dogs Basketball? What's up? What's up? What's up? Appreciate you. You start giving these businesses more power over the cost of living because you are not an educated as consumer. You think you know what you're talking about, and you really don't. You don't save. You're giving them all the power that they need to control the prices of stuff, and they will sit there and lie to you like they sat there and told people, "Oh, everything is high because of tariffs," right? And they will keep pushing that thing on you, pushing it on you. No, they use that as an opportunity to raise the prices. That's all they did. They didn't consume the cost. They use it as an opportunity to raise the prices so they can get more profit. Now, you don't think I know what I'm talking about? I'm an investor. Walmart, Target, and all of these companies like Amazon, look at the amount of revenue that they're getting and look at their profits. They didn't look out for you as a consumer and say, if the tariffs have an effect on them, we're going to eat that cost. No, they didn't do that. You know what they did? They scared you. And they lied to you and said, oh, this is because of that. And I know people are going to say, oh, no, that's not the case. You trust these companies, to be honest. These companies are owned by Wall Street. They're not owned individually like y'all keep thinking they are. They're owned by Wall Street, shareholders. And if the shareholders are not happy with the profits, they're going to have to, management going to have to do something. The CEO is going to have to do something. All of these companies, and this is why you don't realize sometimes how much Wall Street dictates when it comes to their profits. And then why? Because the shareholders want to make money. That's why they invested. That's why they took the risk. They're not interested in it. If it's not no money into it, guess what the shareholders are going to do? They're going to sell off and move their money somewhere else. And then the capital that these companies used to have to work with is going to drop dramatically. You don't think I know what I'm talking about? Ask Cracker Barrel. How far their capital dropped when they decided to do something that was opposite of what the shareholders understood about the business for Cracker Barrel and their food. They sold off. Cracker Barrel had almost a $3 billion market cap, and it dropped to under $1 billion. And it dropped fast. Why? Because y'all started doing something that the shareholders weren't happy with. And then they had to reverse course. And it happens more than y'all know. So my thing is this, is that as a consumer, the more you stop going to places, the local businesses like mom and pop stores, the more you give Walmart, Target, the more you get Walmart, Target, and all of these big businesses power over the cost of living, because now the little local stores can no longer compete. So the only thing they got rent to pay. Most of these people are leasing buildings in these malls and stuff like that. That's why you see malls are so empty now. They're not, malls used to be packed, and now they're not even that packed no more. They're empty. Why? And the people, they can't get nobody to lease them no more because it's not worth the business. You're going to pay a whole bunch of money every month for rent, but you ain't making no money. So you're going to have to bail out of your lease. Yeah, I don't know. You're going to have to bail out of your lease. And that's why I tell people, yeah, I'm not a person that spends a whole lot of money. But when you start giving all of these companies all of your money, Amazon, Walmart, and all these other companies. Listen, I have money invested in these companies, and I'm telling y'all, real talk, this is why they have your control over your money. You can't keep waiting for, if you want to bring down the prices, stop spending. Here's my point today. Let's say I'm selling meat at a high price per pound, but every day nobody's buying the meat. And I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna have to either lower the price of the meat to get people encouraged to buy it, or I'm going to eat the whole cost of that meat because after a while it's going to go bad and spoil, and I ain't gonna be able to sell it at all. As a consumer, you have that power. This is why they keep everybody arguing with each other as opposed to unified. Because if people were unified, they listen. Wall Street is unified. Y'all don't even realize that. Wall Street and politicians are all unified. You know why? Because most of the politicians have money invested in these companies just as much as the people on Wall Street. They're all unified. That's why when something like that happens, the money drops fast. The average working citizen is the ones that's not unified because they're arguing and fighting with each other over silly stuff. And then as soon as the cost of living is affected, you know what we do? We go into victim complaint. We start complaining about this and complaining about this. I had somebody on my live make fun of me because I had a Robinhood account. Tried to make fun of me because I was, you like, it's like, if, I don't know what I guess they thought that was like a negative. It just didn't make sense to me. I'm like, okay. So I'm that means that if, let's say I go get Fidelity or one of the bigger names like Vanguard, that's going to change the status of what I have because I got some fancy name on it. This is the same stupidity when it comes to phones. This is the same idiotic stuff that when it comes to cell phones. People will go buy an iPhone as if it's some bragging rights. Oh, I got an iPhone. You pay $1,200 for a phone that does the same thing the $200 phone does, and you bragging about it. No, you're not bragging about the phone. You're bragging about the status symbol that they put in your head that you thought it had that value. And as long as you can keep training people to think that way, they're going to always fall for the same trap. And then later on complain about the fact that it's 2 years later and they're still paying for that phone. Oh, no, they gave you the phone for free, but you had a $300 a month contract. Oh, my God. And you fell for it. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. And then you mad because they're making money off of you. They'll go buy the phone, but they won't buy iPhone stock. They will never buy Apple stock. They will complain about it, but they'll go buy the phone in a minute. Let me see. One pays you, one costs you. Yes. One pays, one costs. You trust the product, but you don't trust the company that you bought the product from. And here's my point to that. Now, we all have to put fuel in our car. You know, I was having a conversation with somebody because of dividend that I was getting off of one of the companies that I own, investments that I made. And they basically invest mostly in oil and energy and stuff, right? And as y'all see, gas prices and all this stuff is off, is up right now. And anytime we go in the middle of war, this is what you get. The price of gas and stuff is going to go up. It's always been this way. It's not going to change tomorrow. That's just the way it is, right? But one of them that I have money in pays out monthly dividends. Every month it pays out a dividend. And I just happened to go in and look to see what was pending. And because of the money that they made in profit, I am getting $7.50 a share. And you might say, oh, that was okay. How many shares? I'm not telling y'all. It's not your business. But I just want to give you an idea of what that looks like in real life for somebody that's an investor, right? Let's just say you had $100,000 in that particular stock, right? You say, you know what, I've been investing in for long. Let's say you had 100 grand in, right? And you had it for years. You've been getting dividends every single month. But then one day, because they made so much profit, they decided to give out a special dividend. It's $7.50, right? Your $100,000 for that particular month is going to pay you out a $15,000 dividend off your 100 grand. So that means you didn't even sell the stock. You just holding your position. And in 1 month, you got $15,000 investment dividend payout because you owned $100,000. You dumped $100,000 in there, and you owned it at around $50 a share. I'm just saying $50 a share. Now that doesn't include all the other months you collect. That's just that month. Now, you might say, man, that's some decent money. But that's not the point that I'm looking at. Is this? Let's just say, for instance, you held on to that same stock for a year. And they did that every single month, which they don't. But I'm just saying, if this just say it happened somewhere close to that every single month, in 1 year, you would have made $180,000 off $100,000 investment. In 1 year, you would have got $180,000 in payout and dividends. Yes, it come with risk. I'm not telling nobody what to do with their money. I'm just saying, yes, it come with risk. But if that person was getting that almost every single month, they would have twice as much money they had invested in that within a year or so. Now the money you have invested in there is now made money. It's not even, you done doubled and tripled, almost tripled your money. And this is the point that I make, is that while everybody was complaining about gas prices, I was consistently buying and holding. And that one particular stock that I mentioned, I own shares of. And that this particular month coming up, and it is paying out $7.50 a share. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't believe me? Let me get the stock code, and I'll give it to y'all. And I usually don't talk stocks on Sunday, but I'm going to do what I want to do, no matter. But let me go get the stock code, and then y'all see what I'm talking about. Now, this is not a suggestion. I'm not a financial advisor. Imagine the country so great, even the people who hate it refuse to leave. Ray, all right, I agree with you. I agree so much. I agree. That's why, for those that hate it. Now, let me see now. I had to go there because I couldn't remember the stock code off the top of my head. I usually do, but I don't. So I had to go back to my portfolio. I know it begins with an S. What's up, brother Jay? Oh, that's Ant. Ant like the bug. For some reason, your thing, when it was real small, it looks like Jay's. But let me go in here. Give me a second, y'all. Hang up, man. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it. Where in the world is... I think it's SVOI. Why can't I find this thing? I got too much stuff in it. That's what it is. It's SVOI. But why am I not finding it? But I'm almost positive it's SVOI. So if you go look up that and look at what they're paying the dividend out this month, you'll see what I'm talking about. Let me just type it in. I'm almost sure that's what it is, though. SVOL. Nope, that's not it. Nope, sorry, Juan. That's not it. I'm thinking about something else, although that do pay dividends every month. That's not the one I'm talking about. What's going on,
What's going on? What's going on? How's everybody? Wow, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm chilling. Oh, that's what it is. USOI. That's the stock I was talking about. USOI.
Dividends.
Yeah, yo, check this out, right? And I know I think you had that for a little while, but the other day I was looking through my pending stuff, right? And this is what, remember we was talking before, and the guy tried to clown me because I had a Robinhood account. And
wait a minute, what was the numbers? What was the symbols you was giving? I'm sorry.
It was USOI. or L, one of the other. I think it's I though.
I think it's L. Actually. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. USOL.
Go ahead.
USOL.
And what was the other one?
Nope, Miss I. That's the one I was talking about. But the other one was SVO1. I mean SVOL. That wasn't really. I was mixing up two stock codes. That's what it was. But the other one, SVOL, is in Robinhood and too. But that one actually does pay over every month. But that wasn't the one I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
But SUSOI is the one that I'm talking about. And the reason why I brought it up is because the guy tried to clown me about the Robinhood, whatever, right? Now, I've had this stock for quite a while. I never really ever talk about it. I honestly don't. It's an earnings call stock, and they pay dividends every single month, but it also comes with a whole lot of risk. You know what I mean?
Right.
But remember we was talking about the gas, and I was talking about the fuel cost. So they made so much money in the last month or so off of oil and fuel that they paid out $7.50 a share dividend.
What? When?
You see your response?
Yeah. I hope that was his response. His response should have been, get the fuck.
Right. So wow. I was doing the math, right? And I said, let's say you had $100,000.
Listen, I ain't got to be good at math. How smart do you got to be with math? This is what it gets me. This is what it gets me, but go ahead.
All right, so I did the math. I said, imagine if somebody that owns that stock has $100,000 and they bought it at $50 a share, right? I said, if you did the math for 1 month, after a month, you're going to get a $15,000 dividend payout because you own 2,000 shares of it. I said, now let's just say, we know that's not going to really happen, but let's just say you get close to that or possibly that in 12-month period. That's $180,000 on top of $100,000 investment. You no longer have, you have doubled your money.
You making me sick by adding it up.
What's up, Dream? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. But this is where, like,
subscribe.
All right, listen, they don't pay this out every month, right? If you go look at the history of the company, they pay out different amounts based off of profits, right? Now, there's been some months I look back and I was like, yeah, there's been some good months and there's been some, every month they pay out something, but some months was a lot better than other months. This is by far the most I've ever gotten. And I don't even have a lot of it. I wish I had a lot of it, but I don't have a lot of it. But I'm like $7.50 a share.
Wow.
But you get what I'm saying, bro? Like, and
I'm mad at what you're saying. I'm mad at what you're saying. Go ahead.
But you think about it. If you had
I didn't have to. I didn't have to.
I know.
Go ahead. That's the crazy thing. That's what like people let life go right by them. Don't even really have to think about it. Y'all think about other things and so much privilege. But go ahead.
Now, my point is that I keep pointing out you either going to be a victim or a beneficiary. You didn't hit, you know what I mean? Like, here's the thing. I would love to see cheaper gas prices because that means that I'm going to get the fuel cheaper. But even though the gas prices went up, that was just one company. And you know what I'm talking about. That's just one. I'm talking about, listen, I did not go look at Sunoco. I ain't going to look at Mobile. I ain't going to look at Hess. I ain't going to look at none of the other ones that I have money into. I just looked at that one. Because if that one's making money, all the other ones are making money too. Now, again, these politicians, they all got their money tied up in all this stuff. But they keep telling you to focus on all the bull crap that we see out here every single day. Wall Street is making a killing right now, while everybody else out here complaining about they can't even make their electric bill or their gas bill, or I can't afford to repair my car. I can. Again, this is why I keep saying this is what they want, because in order for them to stay rich, they got to keep you focused on the little small, every details of your life and keep you working and keep you. They don't want you to get this side of it because every time one person that gets this side of it is one person they ain't gonna make no money off of no more. Now you on their side.
Yeah.
Every single individual that become financially conscious is no longer a consumer for them. Now you are competition to, so to speak. You know what I mean? Now you're a beneficiary. That's why they put small obstacles up there to try to make it harder for you. They know the temptation.
Nas goes, oop, made you look. Shoot, made you look, man.
They know that the temptation of trying to live above your means is hard to fight. They understand it. They spend money studying the habits of human beings. This is not something that they just came up with. They know. They don't have to force you to do it. They don't have to make it complicated. All they got to do is make it shiny and attractive enough to make you want to do it, and you're going to do it on to yourself every single time. We all do it. I'm not even saying this trying to act like
about to say that. I was just about to say that. I'm definitely guilty. Listen, y'all. Right. We it's like we're just trying to try to build their ideologies of how they think about money and how y'all think about the finances and the trickery of what. So it's just for the comment. It's for the intelligence, for everybody to talk and disagree or agree to. You know what I'm saying? But again, like you said, we all faulted of it, but this is therapy because when you talk about it enough, you do something about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is.
I had these conversations in my head all day long. When I tell people, I always saying that, I mean, outside of just trying to live a better life, I battle with my flesh every single day. I'm at war with my flesh because the flesh want to be satisfied now.
Yeah.
They don't want to wait. Here's the point. Now, me, and you're a witness to this. If I buy a vehicle, it's going to get a system. It's going to get me a system in it. It's going to be loud. It's going to have some type of system. I'm not happy with it just being regular.
Right.
So that's one of those things that when I get a vehicle, the first thing is that I got to do something about this system because I'm not happy with it. It's not the way I want it to
be. Right.
It never fails. Almost every single vehicle that I've gotten, that's the direction that it went. Now, I ain't gonna say everyone, but a lot of the ones that I owned, there were some that I didn't even bother. And I had to fight with myself every day not to. But the reason why I had to fight with myself not to, because I was trying to invest. And I said, if I take this money and I go buy this system that is $1,000, $1,500, depending on what I put in my car, that I can't put in investments. So I went years without doing that. That Pontiac I had, I didn't do it. The Buick I had, I didn't do it. It didn't get done again until I got my pickup truck. And I didn't do nothing extreme with the pickup truck. I just did enough to make it a little bit better.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I've owned that pickup truck for 12 years. It was paid off almost 5 years ago. It was paid off. Paid in full. I driven it for 5 more years and didn't have no car payments and nothing like that. Didn't want one. I was trying to avoid it at all costs. But here's my point. Is because I was so relentless on investing. I have not went places that people say, oh, we should go here. I'm like, nope. My mind was still, I was training my brain to fight with my flesh to say, I know the flesh want to be satisfied right now. But listen, if I do this and I do this right, then when I get ready to go spend the money, it's not going to hurt anything. That's the hardest thing listen, what I'm trying to tell you. That is so.
Yeah.
That is the hardest. That's why I said it's not about the money. It's about behavior changes. You have to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
And that was the hardest part was, and listen, I would sit there and tell you back in the day, I'm pretty good with money. I still had to change personal habits. But man, I tell you, when it retrained my brain to be more in tune with investing, I did not care what was going on around me. I didn't care how many times people say, let's go do this. Oh, you should go do that. Man, I ignored everything. And I was like, nope, this is by far more important because I seen the end game. I said, if I can get to the point where this is taking care of itself, then I can maybe let loose a little bit more. But I got to take care of this first. And that took years.
That's exactly. Yeah,
And you
that's
know,
exactly what I'm
me and
about to
you
do.
talk this stuff. We talk this stuff a lot. And
Yeah.
I always say, I say, I don't care if nobody want to hear what I got to say. I'm never going to change my conversation.
So what? I mean, most of them want to be on here because they want to see us fight and argue and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Why don't they argue about stocks? Why don't they argue about what they don't do, or get on here and talk about what they do? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because it's really not to me. It's more exciting to me to talk about this than sports. It's more exciting to talk about me than it's a reality show. When I get back into it, because it's so funny you brought this up, because I was looking at my the Cash App stock.
Mm-hmm.
I think I started, it was like $10, and it's like $30, now it's like $37. So, I was just like, looking at it, I'm going, I'm laughing because I'm going, there's just a little dollars here and dollar there. So I just want to tell people I spread it around. I ain't got $10 and something and $10. Like, I ain't got 3 stocks. You know what I mean? I probably got over, maybe 20 stocks or so, 15 or something like that. We'll say that. So I'm like, so I laughed at myself, and I'm like, well, now I'm going to turn around. Instead of working harder, I'm going to work smarter.
Right.
So I said to myself, I'm going to stop trying to go outside, because every time I go outside, I spend money. Even if I go to work, even if I go to work, I spend money. If I go to the grocery store, spend more money. I go shopping to get one thing, I come home with 4 or 5 things because I caught a deal. So when I was in my mind frame to stay focused and just watch my money grow, even if it was like 2-3 cents, I was excited.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I got 2-3 cents from here, 2-3 cents from there, 2 cents from there, 10 cent, 30 cent. Wait a minute, 30 cent. Man, guess what I'm gonna do? Wait, how I get 30 cent out of that? Hold on, let me see what I do. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put $20, $30 more in there, or $10, $15 in there. Something, because I'm saying I seen that I was able to get 35 cents off of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I said that this is all I'm trying to say to people about the math of it. You put your small change in it, and then you start looking at what they're giving to you. Because if you equate everything at like $2 or $1, and then you turn around and you keep seeing somebody giving you more money for your dollar, you start to tend to go, oh, let me put $5 more in there than I was putting in the other one, because they just gave me 4 more cents than the other one. And the other one gave me 7 more cents. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna keep on looking. You know what I'm gonna do? I get paid, boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put $20, I'm gonna put $30 in there. Listen, not on one thing, maybe not.
Right.
But I always spread it. Then I put it on dividend returns. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that 1-2 cent, I could turn around, build it up, but they're like, nope, you know what? Why not just let it reinvest? You know what I mean? Sometimes I put it back in the pile, then I buy another stock.
Yeah, that's what I do.
You know what I mean? So I play around with basically, you know what I'm saying, basically back and forth. And what I want to show, because I'm gonna get to the point where I can able to show what I can do on that, what someone else can do on the Cash App platform. Because most of us has Cash App.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Most of us don't have Robinhood, but we had Cash App. So I want to just show y'all the access, because Cash App is giving y'all a lot of different options now. And it's like,
but I'm holding thought in real quick for the Cash App.
Yeah.
This is where you have to be very, very careful, because I noticed this with Cash App too. Cash App is encouraging people to spend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Yes, you can
Yep.
buy stock over there, but like with my Cash App, and I'm not saying this with everybody. I don't even use it. I don't leave money just sitting over there. I use it for investments only. But now all of a sudden they say, oh, well, you could borrow $200. You could borrow $1,200
Yep.
with Cash App. But what they
Mm-hmm.
don't,
Mm-hmm.
matter of fact, and you know this too, but they don't, they do promote it, but they say if you save the money, we'll give you 1.5% interest. Rarely people going to see value in that. What
Right.
they going to see is, oh, I can borrow some money so I can go spend more. But the trap is
Mm-hmm.
to get out. They rather you borrow the money so that then now they're making money off of you in interest. Robinhood's
Right.
doing the same thing. So this is why you have to be careful, is that they're encouraging the spending because the spending keeps the economy flowing.
Right.
Then if
Now, if y'all
everybody
borrow
wasn't
off of it,
right,
if
if
you borrow off
everybody
and put
wasn't
it in your
investing, we gonna make
savings,
money. What'd you
if
say,
you
Ed?
borrow off and put it in your savings.
Yeah, but you're gonna lose money on it.
Well,
If
I
you
know,
borrow it and put it,
I'm just joking. I'm just
yeah,
joking.
I know.
But yeah, yeah, they do that. I forgot they do have the access to doing it. I ain't, I because I said it's a catch 22 for people, and then they catch you up. And like Ron said, you try to not make use out of everything that accessible. Make it out of your account, build it out of your account. You don't have to borrow off of nobody. You only have to borrow for that account.
Nope. What's gonna happen is if you go borrow
I
that money,
don't. Yeah. Mm.
interest is going to eat away at all of your money. If you go use a credit card, the interest is going to eat all your money. You make your first payment, let's just say it's $50. If you go
Yeah, don't
look
borrow, y'all.
at you go look at the interest that you paid on that bill, $5 went to your balance. $45 out of that $50 payment went to the interest. Because most people do not understand what compound interest is. They just say, oh, it's interest. It's 19%. No, it is. But it's going to be charged every single day for 28 days. Billing cycle. Meaning by the time you make that payment, the interest charge was every single day up until you make the payment. And then they say, bam, $45 you accrued in interest, $5 you left over for your balance. Now, let's just say you went and bought a sofa for your house, like furniture for your living room, and you finance it, right?
Y'all, go ahead.
Now, you bought let's say it was $1,000. Man, I went and got this $1,000 sofa, whatever. You put it on the credit card. You make your first payment. Let's just say we're being nice, $50. I mean, now, $45 went to interest, $5 went to your balance. Still got the furniture. A year goes by. Your balance only went down $50. You paid $600 in payments. Your balance only went down $50 to $60. The rest of that money went to interest. But you still have that furniture that you paid $1,000 for. Now you paid $1,540 for that furniture. Because although you got the furniture, you're still paying for it on the credit card. 2 years go by. Now you done paid $2,000 for the very same furniture that's sitting in your house because you're still paying for the furniture. Now let's say you want to sell that furniture. You paid $2,000 for furniture that you still was paying for. Now you're gonna go sell it to somebody and they say, well, I give you $200 for it. Maybe. But guess what? You still haven't paid the credit card off. Now you don't even have the furniture. But you still have the bill to that very same furniture because you're still paying the credit card. And listen, I understand stuff happens. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But whenever you run into that type of situation where you have to pay a credit card or you have to do that, the thing you be the most aggressive with is forget investing. You got to scratch that plan altogether. You have to be aggressive in paying off that bill because that's the most important part. Don't at that point you got to put a freeze on investing. Say, you know what? I ain't got time for that right now because the amount of interest that you're going to pay, you'll never make that off your investments. You're not, if you have $50 in an investment, you're not going to make $45 off that $50 like that. So it is 100% better that you kill that bill as fast and as soon as possible. What's up, Leah? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Because if you don't kill that credit card bill, you're going to be behind the 8 ball, even if you have money in investment. And honestly speaking, if you have enough money invested, it is probably better that you sell the investment, pay the bill off, and then start investing again. And I'm being real with you. Huh?
Yeah. But don't
And I'm
fool
being
with it.
real.
Don't play with it. That's all. Just don't play
Don't
with it.
play with it. Because that's the
don't play
gangster
with it.
move that the credit card companies are going to keep doing to you to make sure you stay at their mercy.
Think about it. They slipped it right up on in there. They slipped it right up on in there. It's funny you're saying it. Like, you know what I mean? I wasn't even thinking about that when I was saying what I was saying, but the fact that they do have that on there, it's don't jump on everything, y'all. Stick on that. Stick on that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Now, here's the thing. And,
Stick on that. Matter of fact, you can buy the credit. You can buy the stock on the credit card plan that they turn around and try to get you to borrow.
Go buy
Buy the
MasterCard,
company.
go buy Visa, go buy all that.
Yeah.
They gonna make money. They
Yeah.
already know how to
Go
get
buy them. Go
you.
buy them. That's how you get them back.
But that's how
It's how you get them back.
Listen. And they're going to keep encouraging. And I'm not saying that you don't, when you work for your money, there is a portion of your money you should try to enjoy, right? And I agree with you. I agree. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, be some type of person that all you do is work and pay bills and invest, and you don't do none of it. Every single day, I get coffee and donuts. Am I right, Ant?
Yes, you do.
Every day, I get coffee and 2 donuts. I know exactly what it's going to cost me every single day. But what I'm going to tell you what I do. The one thing I don't understand is that is my one thing that I'm going to do for myself every single day because it's not expensive. And guess what? I don't have Dunkin' Donuts stock no more because they went private. I had to get rid of my shares and they went private. But I have enough money in food companies that pretty much pays for any donut and coffee I can want on a day-to-day basis because I invested. Now, I had Dunkin' Donuts stock, but a couple of years back, they decided when they started trying to change how Wall Street was running in DEI programs, Dunkin' Donuts got smart. They bought up all the shares and went back private. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think that was the best thing they could have did because I think that was going to be detrimental to them if they wouldn't have. But they were smart. They bought their company back, went back private, and said, we good. I mean, and I think that was a smart part if you could do it because that's a lot of money to do it. But I do have Starbucks. They do pay dividends. But Starbucks to me is a coffee shop. It's not like Dunkin' Donuts where I get dark coffee. But I have money in Kraft Foods. I have money in all these other food places, Tyson Food, Kraft, all these other food places that in dividends are pretty much cover my coffee and donuts every single day. And that's how I look at everything that I do and try to stay on that same path. Is that I want, wherever I spend money, I want to try to get some of it back. But I want it to go into my investment at some point or another. That's it. That's not rocket science.
As you said, it really ain't. It's just you just have to create yourself a habit. Like I'm going to get back in the habit. Like you said, we all make mistakes. You know what I mean? And that was, I had to do what I had to do. But I want to show y'all what I had to do and to show you how you could do it. And I ain't had nothing to do it with. No more than you had to do it. Does that make sense?
Nope. But here's the thing, and you're right. I didn't have it. When I first started, I can tell you right now, I was not in the predicament that I had it. I remember when I was in between jobs, right? And I had a little bit of money saved, but that money was running out soon. And I had to go finally and found another job. And I went back to work.
Did I tell you to come out? But no, I'm talking to Vandy.
I went back to work. And the funny thing is that when I went to that job, that's when I found out about Robinhood. I don't know how we got on the conversation of investing and stuff like that. And I said, yeah, I had E-Trade. I said, but they was eating my money up so much in fees that I was just like, there's no way you're gonna make money unless you got a big chunk of money to just automatically jump in with a lot of money. Then you'll probably be all right. I said, but I wasn't built like that. And then I just started. I was sitting there and I'm on my phone. I started googling, other platforms. And then when I googled it and it was Robinhood came up and it was like Robinhood and no trade, commission fees. And I was like, what? Oh, let me look further into this. So I started looking into it and I said, wait a minute, is this real? And this is me. I'm like, no, there's no way. There is no way there's no commission. I really did not believe it. Nobody was talking to me. I was sitting there at my work and my break, like, there's no way. There is no way there's no commission fees. And then they promoting and promoting. I was like, holy crap. Game changer. And I couldn't get that account set up fast enough.
And then they offered you to give other people accounts fast enough to do it.
Yeah, and I jumped in, set up my account, took a little bit of money and a couple of dollars that I had, and I just kept going. And I never looked back. From that moment on, I never looked back. No one had to encourage me. Nobody had to tell me, yo, you should do this. I'm gone. I took off running and I never stopped. There were times it looked bad, but I still never stopped. I kept going. I understood the end game real good. And I knew that at some point it was going to come back full circle and I was going to be on the winning end of this. And at some point I'm accumulating so much that it's nothing that I'm going to be in. And I'm going to be at that level where my finances will be in a lot better predicament than they were before, by far.
And people I don't know if anybody listening, but sometimes y'all jump on the things when y'all hear these people on the internet speaking and talking about how they made so much money and millions, and a lot of them done it by mistake. A lot of them ain't doing what they say.
Nope.
And you go paying them, your money went to go buying some stock in their pockets when you turned around and sent them money for information on telling you how to do it.
And that's how they make their money.
Right, and that's how they make their money. Now, I go to Ohio Media School. Right. A lot of stuff that people have learned not having to go there, do the same what I do. But I had to go there because I learned other things, other skills, other things that opened up for me because that was for me because I felt like I needed the school and I didn't need to just learn one thing. Right. So to find where I want to find and fit my place in my career. You know what I'm saying? But my career is entrepreneur to myself. But anyway, when it comes to
anybody can put a value on real useful knowledge. However way you
there's no value, right?
You can't put a value on it.
Listen, whether I paid you nothing, or whether I paid you $100 a month or $40, $15, whatever, and it had you assigned to my app and I got all your information and everything else, whether I had to do that or a good society because I said, you know what, I'm gonna buy me $100 of this or $500 of that. Just right. Being a dummy. Just being a dummy. I'm about 600 or 700. Just being a dummy. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm about 600 or 700 stocks. Just being a dummy with $10,000. That's what I'm gonna do. Just being dumb. I'm not gonna go out there and buy me a $10,000 chain or $10,000 car or $30,000 car. I'm gonna take $10,000 and buy 600 something stocks. Just sporadically throwing my money in there.
Right.
And it's a gamble. Anything's a gamble. You get up in the morning, brush your teeth, it's a gamble. You're brushing your teeth with mint shit that'll go down your throat and kill you. Any given moment, you can eat that. They die brushing his teeth. The whole family, yeah, they wound up swallowing the toothpaste. The other one, it was a slaughter. It was like suicide. Like they tell you on the toothpaste, don't swallow it. Well, why they say it's allowed to be in your mouth? You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with Cash App and anything else. You gotta know your limits and look at the rules. You know what I mean? Technically, you know what I mean. I make it sound funny because it really is. Like you think about it. But hold on a sec. I got a little preoccupied. Got some family, some furry family acting a little weird.
But yeah, it was.
But go ahead, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I
Yeah,
mean, that's
yeah.
why I say um, that's why I say don't give up, man. And you got to watch. We put value into the wrong stuff, and
Mhm.
it's easy for us to go out there and complain about this and complain about that. But why not go find out a way to resolve it so you don't have a reason to complain about it anymore? Realizing that the opportunity is out there to resolve it. The bigger
Right.
problem isn't what everybody else. The biggest problem is yourself. We all have to face that one thing. Is our so I do it. Like I said, I had to face it in a lot of ways. Some things I think I was good at, some things I was bad at, and I'm like, all right, you got to fix this. You got this, and you mastered this part, but now you need to work on this, bro. And that's that war you're gonna have with your flesh every single day about not just that's just everything. Because honestly speaking, the more money you get, the more you have a tendency to indulge into fleshly stuff.
Buying. You know what I'm
And
saying? The more money you get, you indulge in the buying more.
right, buying
Period.
more. Right. And then what happens if you're a person that loves sneakers, give somebody and you ain't never had 10 grand.
Y'all see my avatar?
Right.
Y'all see what Ant like the bug wearing?
Got the
Head to
Nikes
toe.
on. So
Head to
if
toe.
you're a
I ain't
person,
spend a thing though. I ain't spend a thing on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, that's what I like. I got stock though.
but if you're a person that likes cars and you come across 100 grand, you're gonna go buy a car. You're gonna go buy something like this, and you're gonna buy, and then it's not till a year or so later that you're gonna realize that car ate up everything you had saved, if you had anything saved.
You spent 70. You spent $82,000.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
You had
And
100
then
grand,
the brakes was three grand in 4 months. You know what I'm saying?
right? Oil change,
Yeah,
$3,000.
yeah.
Why? Because this is an exotic car, and they put all this stuff on it. We gotta take off just to place that oil in that car.
And we got to order the parts from across the country.
Right.
Only been held up. Only been listen. I had a BMW 750 Li. I was loving it. I said, "Oh man." I had it for 3 years, but I probably was only in it for 6 months. Cumulative, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it stayed in the shop, man. They had to keep ordering stuff. And I'm like, yo, why is this costing me so much more almost what I put in buying it?
Mm-hmm.
I said, wait a minute again. And any car you bought off the lot, guess what? The depreciation is down. So imagine somebody bought it at 70 grand. Somebody probably bought it at 40, 50, 60 grand. I bought
Right.
it at 11 grand. I probably put about 7 grand in it. You
What's
know what
up,
I'm
Mark?
saying?
What's
Almost.
going on,
No,
brother?
I ain't put that much into it, but yeah.
God bless you.
Yes,
God
sir,
bless
Mark.
you. Now,
What's good? Well, appreciate
appreciate
that. I
you, brother.
saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah, good money.
put it up. I just
That's,
put it back down.
yeah, yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate
Yeah,
that, man. I see that.
I was again. They spend all of this money on this frivolous stuff, and none turn around and complain about. Here's the thing. I get like we was back to what I was saying about the vehicles, right? I start thinking about the money that I was spending on making sure I had a system on my car, and in some cases rims, but
Mhm.
most of the time it was just
Yep,
I had
you did do that. You did do
right,
that.
right,
Rims and radio.
right, radio, and I started thinking back, like, man, what if you'd have took that money back then and invested that money? What if you would have did this and back then? But here's the thing, that was all spilt milk, and I said, you know what, bro, you better let that go. You don't have the time for it because it's done, it's over. Let it go. The only thing you can
Mhm.
do is take that gift that you have right now, which is the present time, and look into the future and say, what do you really want your future to look like with your past? And the only way to change that is that you got to take the gift that you have right now and you got to change the dynamics of how you spend your money drastically.
Yeah,
Even though you
yeah.
may very good at it. And listen, I think I always thought I was pretty good at it, but even I had to check myself and say, yeah, to some extent you are, but in other places you're not. So certain things you're gonna have to cut out of your life. So here's the thing: I haven't been a barbershop. I
Nope,
can
me
tell how
either.
long. Right?
I
Why?
ain't going
Because
no barber shop ever. I ain't got enough hair in no barber shop no more. But
because that $15, $20, $25 that I pay a barber,
no,
I'm not.
Ron. We know
I don't know
you
what it
know
costs.
you ain't been to the barber. That's why I'm trying to say. Listen, it's up to $75. That's
I
why I'm
don't
looking at you. I'm
care.
like, no, yeah. I want to let you know. See,
I don't
well,
care.
it's in between $35 and $75. I seen it.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have a clue. I can't afford it, and I ain't gonna act like I can.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, then $15, $20. Listen, I never was a person that went to the barbershop every 2 weeks. Maybe the third week, but I didn't let nobody butcher my hair and cut into my hairline a lot. So I never went to the barbershop often. Like I went maybe a month every month. But in my mind was like, okay, let's say I spend $20. I can take that money and invest it and end up with another $200+ invested. Nah, we ain't doing that no more. That was a cutout. Who am I trying to impress? People that don't know me, that I don't know? Why am I doing it? Now, if I need to go get a job, all right, I need to go get a nice cut. I want to look presentable. That's different. There's a purpose behind it. But to go impress people on the street that don't know me, nah. Once I get, that was the only time. Clothes, nope. I never really was big on clothes like that. Once in a while, I will buy something decent, but I was never fashion conscious. Like, oh, I had to have this, I had to have that. No, I ain't care. That was not me. I had to go, like I said, if there was a job involved, a job interview involved, where something like that, where I had to go get a job, then I might go do a little bit better because I got to present myself on the job. But on a day-to-day basis or some type of event, yeah. But every day, no, I don't even know. My work clothes is my everyday clothes.
That's your suit, your tie, your socks,
All right.
and bow tie, hat,
Yep.
derby, everything.
I'm not. Again, now here's the thing: if you a person that build wealth and you got plenty of money, where it's coming in faster than you can spend it out, they can do all that stuff. Somebody rich and wealthy can go buy all that stuff. Here's my point: if somebody had what we were talking about earlier, as far as that one stock, right? If they own 100,000 shares of it, and they got that payout, they can go blow that payout and still have their 100,000 shares and still have another good payout the next month. You know what I'm saying? That's why when they complain about people that are multimillionaires and billionaires, they almost can't go broke if they invested their money right.
Yeah, if they turn around and took that money out and said, man, what they payout was that, and then reinvested in something else or reinvested it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, either way, they not making no. If they able to do that, that man. Imagine what you could have did. Would you would have turned it out and put it back in and reinvested it?
Yeah. You know what, Mark?
That's just how secure they was.
Right. And
Good.
I'm gonna
Good.
touch on this. Mark asked the question, and I'm gonna touch on this a little bit. And this is why. And you talk about the situation yesterday with Trump because they shot at him again. This is why sometimes media need to stop lying all the time. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is why I do not bang with the media. And I'm not saying that like I literally had to go look for 6 different sources before I would believe the story. You get what I'm saying? And I was like, eh. Why? Because I've caught between Facebook and a lot of these other places, CNN, Fox, I've caught them lying so many times that I don't trust nothing nobody say. I have to go find a drastic amount of resources before I even say, okay, it's legitimate. Now, it was legitimate. They did shoot at him. Again, they missed or whatever case may be, but I agree with Mark. Regardless of how you feel about a person, whether you like it or not, when you start pumping out rhetoric about somebody, what you end up doing is you provoke somebody to think that they're doing something right and they righteous and they're not. They start to, if I sat there and said, if I turned around and told everybody that keep saying Ant like the bug is he needs to be stopped. He needs to be this. He needs to be that. He's dangerous. He's the worst. And I just keep pushing.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, Ant never
I
did nothing
do.
to nobody. Somebody,
Yes, I did.
some person, some random person keeps hearing that, and they going to really think that they're doing something right by trying to resolve that situation. This is why you have to be careful when you pump that type of stuff out. Because, again, when you study people's habits, you know what you're trying to do. You act like you don't know what you're doing, but the media know what they're doing. They're doing it for that very reason in hopes that they provoke one person. And now we up to about 3 now. But they're doing it in a way to provoke one person to do what they scared to do themselves. If you have that much of a problem with it, you do it. Stop trying to incentivize somebody else to do it by pumping rhetoric all day long. And I'm done with the subject. Let's move on back to the money.
It ain't nothing moving but the money. And then I earn to run on my prices. That's right, because maybe I might just search for my 9
And
to
it pissed
5.
me
Maybe
off
I
too,
try
honestly.
just to stay alive. Because I
It
walk
pissed
up the
me off.
street, whistling
I
and
wish they'd have
this
stayed the hell out
great
the way.
conversation, honking like this. A stereotape of me and Eric B and it tape. Fish, which is my favorite dish, and without the money, it's still no wish. Yeah, but yeah, man, I don't watch the news, so I ain't getting on that. But I'll be watching my money, and I ain't worrying about the news. And I know how you are about the news, but Dick, you know what I'm saying, certain thing
Well,
about the money. But shit, we ain't about the
watching the
money.
news.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't watching the news. It came across my feed.
Yeah, no, I seen it. I seen it.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
you
but
know,
again,
but I don't be,
because I'm not so quick to believe something because somebody pumped it out there, I had to go look, confirming all of these resources before I can say, okay, it's legitimate. Because I've
man.
caught them lying so many times that it's like, listen, I'll give you Facebook for instance. I don't want to stay on the subject, but you know how many people died on Facebook that wasn't dead?
Yeah,
That's my point.
yeah.
I'm like,
Actors, family members,
right.
friends.
And I'm like,
Look, I put my dog. Listen, I put my dog's AI picture out and said my dog turd was lost, and I haven't seen her. People was calling me like, "Damn, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Your daughter." I'm like, "Yeah, that was vanity." You know what I mean? But like I said, imagine if I was serious about it and was putting it out there. But like you said, I got people looking for people missing this line. It's fake news. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think AI can be dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Um, you
I
know,
agree.
and then and the news can be dangerous because, like you
Right.
said, it was just that feed that came up, and nobody could have told me other than my kid's mother that was my kid. People that don't know me around here would have been looking for somebody that
And I'm
looked
gonna
like
tell you something.
that showed.
This is the part that and Mark Wright, like Ryan said, rest in peace of Chuck Norris last month. Ryan was unsure. And I was like, I gotta find because I've seen them lie in my face. And it's like, bro, like y'all really don't care how much. And me, and it goes back to when I first started kind of gotten involved with it. I went and I tested the waters of what they were saying. I said, yo, and I realized that it's so much propaganda pushed on people and to begin and understand the reason behind the propaganda. This is why I love investing too. This is why I love investing too, because I can pay attention to the propaganda and it tells me exactly what I need to do. It gives me exactly what I need to do. Welcome back. But the propaganda gives me exactly what I need to do. I don't listen to what they say because it's a distraction. And I'm going to tell you where the distraction came from. That very same day, they were supposed to have a meme about meme coins and investment in crypto and stuff like that very same day. That got overshadowed by the bullcrap. Now listen, I was hoping, and I'm laying the groundwork for this, that they was going to talk about meme coin, all of the crypto and currency and stuff like that, that I was going to get a pop. A real good pop. Didn't get that. Why? Because all of that was overshadowed by this.
Yeah.
That don't mean it ain't going to happen. What it means is that I need to go deeper. I need to stay on course because this is what these are always the distractions. All of this type of stuff is always a distraction. It keep people. Why? Why they keep making money, they got you like this. They're going to do it every single time, and it works. Like the thing is, it works so well. You all right?
No, man. No, I kept trying to do something and my phone kept going out. So I just you know what I mean? Yeah, no.
Cool. It's all good. But and I was trying to make money off it. Like that was me paying attention to what's going on. I was laying the groundwork for that day, and I did not get what I was looking for. And that only tells me it was a distraction. Now, this is why. And what Mark says, do you know the Trump meme coin went to an all-time low yesterday for 4 hours before the shooting? See my point, Ain't? And he's right. He's absolutely right. Now, you can't tell me that they wasn't hoping that, let's just say Trump would have got shot that day. Right? Guess what would have happened to that coin?
Zip to the moon.
To the moon. It would have went to the moon. And this is where people this is why I say propaganda as opposed to paying attention. This is why I don't pay attention. I pay attention not because I believe what they say. I need to know what they're getting ready to do. So I can position myself to take advantage of what's about to happen. That's why I pay attention. It has nothing to do with, I'm all deep into politics, because I'm really not. I know it, and I know the truth because I want the truth. I don't want what you're spewing. I want truth. I don't want what you're trying to make me believe. I want truth. Truth resonates with me. But I also, on top of that, I want to know the truth of where things are going to go so I knew how to position myself. How do you think that I am up almost 60% in Ford Motor Company? When I was telling people to buy it when they said buy it, when I said buy it. How do you think, if you go look at SCCO, which is Southern Copper, right? I kept telling people I'm buying Southern Copper. Listen, I don't have a lot of money. I'm just telling you I was buying it with what I had. I bought Southern Copper at $87 a share. I am up. It's like almost $200 right now. A share. And I can't count how many times I kept saying, Stellantis. I said, if Stellantis fall below $7, what was I going to do, Ant?
Invest and buy it.
So I buy it. And Stellantis went down below $7. I started buying, and now it's back over $8. So my point is this. You think I'm just paying attention because, no, I know I don't pay attention just because I'm into politics. I pay attention because I got money invested in this economy. In order for me to understand what this economy is doing, about to do, going to do, everybody, you have to pay. This is your money they're going to mess with. This is your livelihood they're going to mess with. And if I don't pay close attention, everything that I can have invested could go to hell. And I won't have nothing because I was too busy like this. That's why I do it, because I got invested interest.
I remember one time, actually a few times. And like you said, sometimes I was paying it again. I don't watch no sports, nothing like that.
No.
All I know is I start thinking in my head. Now, this might be sad, but I said, well, all these people dying, what are they burying them with? And how much solution did it take for them to embalm him and do the things and the surgeries that they had to do the cosmetic thing? Like, that's a lot of bodies. So I start thinking about funeral homes. I start looking into funeral home casket makers and embalming fluid makers. You find out a few companies making. So guess what? They have no company
Publicly
invested
traded.
in it. And I invested in.
They had no company that was publicly traded.
Yeah, they did. Well, he said other companies didn't have, but there was a company. I think it was called Damier. I think it's called D something. I don't remember the symbol of it, but I actually found it. Who it was only two makers that make the what's that formaldehyde solutions that make for the and then the solutions that make for chemical and all the body. It was cleaning all the instruments and stuff like that. It was also they was making companies that for stuff that entered the body because it was like they had to pass FDAs and EBA laws and stuff like that. But I was only two companies though, so they was what the two competitors, but it wasn't Robinhood. I can't remember which was two of them though.
Right.
And then I had found the forensic, which was like Luminol or something.
Okay.
So, to get into it, I go, oh, it's $1.34 a share. Hey, you put $200 in there. I don't even think I put that much in there. I think I put like $60 in there, and then I think put like another 80 or something like that, I don't know. Because I said it's only $1.34 a share. So I remember I bought it like that. 4 months later, it's at $8 a share.
That's a nice
I'm like,
up.
I said, right. I said, what? I did hold it. But when it went at $8 a share, I said, oh, no. So I had to scrape off of that, buy something else. You know what I'm saying? It dropped back down to like about, I'm going to say maybe about $5 a share or something like that.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Of course, I keep buying into it because I already made my almost $7 difference off of it. You know what I mean? $6 difference off of it. You know what I mean? Some change. So again, I was just watching stuff, looking at stuff, and I'm not being, I'm not that intelligent. I ain't that smart. I'm just telling you stuff that if you look at it long enough, you see something, you can figure it out if your mind's open and being a little optimistic and thinking about how to make money. You know what I mean? How to make something into something. Right. And you don't really have to be like thinking about numbers or thinking about, you can be as analytical as you want, but your life is analytical to yourself. So, right. You had to make better judgments. You know what I'm saying? Analyze some things in your life. Be like, man, can I afford that? At the time, I was thinking to myself, yeah, I could afford that. Because if I'd have went to the Nike store, like I don't pay over $65 for my sneakers. You know what I'm saying? I'd be really like 53. I'd be like, well, yeah, I got discount. So like, is it something? I got birthday thing on my.
In current day, that's actually kind of cheap.
What's that?
$60 for a pair of sneakers today is still considered on the cheaper side.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, like I said, but I know that if I'd have went there, I could have bought that when I could turn around and bought that share. With my point, what I'm saying, like I bought that share a couple months ago. That's why I was saying to you, like you bought that at $1 something a share.
Right.
I ain't put it on my feet. I ain't put it on my body. I just bought it and said, damn, let me get this. And then I got that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I bought 3 pairs of sneakers and I got that back. Like, you know what I mean? A couple of grand back. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you.
You know what I mean? Remember? I think, matter of fact, you and Richard was up here. Remember, I was like, bro, I got $1,700 on this one thing and I don't know what it is. Like, I was like, and there's something else hit for about $700. I was like, what the heck?
You just don't know.
Yeah, you just don't know.
Now, here's the thing. I do invest in a little bit of stuff that don't pay dividends, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they consider growth stocks, meaning that it's going to grow over time. Now,
right.
Me and Jay was talking, and I mentioned this, but Jay said he had some too. And I bought some of that, which is NVTS, which they make semiconductor company. And you know how semiconductors is big business. I purchased it at $7.64 a share, right? Recently, it went up as high as $19 a share. It dropped back down to $17 a share. I'm up 125% return if I was to sell it.
Wow.
If I was
How long did you have it? How long did you have it?
let me see. Actually, I haven't had it that long. I can tell you, give me a second. I go in and tell you that I've had it since orders. Stop it. I bought it back in November of 2025. So I bought it in November of last year. And
I want to
originally
make.
huh?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I bought it in November of last year. And I actually paid more for it. It was like $8 or something. But every time it would drop, you know what I do is I buy more.
Right.
By the time I got finished accumulating, I had my average cost is $7.64. But what happened was it went up some. I had more shares than that. It did go up. I sold the amount of money that I had actually invested in it.
Right, that's what I do sometimes. Especially if I double it or more, I got to.
So my point is that I have no personal money invested in it. The money that's there is the money that I made now, and more. So technically speaking, I'm up even more than that because I took profit
off, right? Yeah.
Out. So that's why I'm technically up way more than that because I took my money out that I had invested in it. Every dime that's in there right now is the money that I made in profit off of it, and now it's just sitting. So whatever, it can go down to zero, and I wouldn't care because I ain't losing no money off of
it. Right. You already made.
If I get an opportunity with growth stocks, and that comes about, that's usually what I do. I'll take off what I put into it, and then I'll leave the rest of it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
But
I try to do that. I've been trying to get back to that habit. Yep.
Yeah, Robinhood now has a ETF which it's called Robinhood Ventures, right? And I'm always kicking myself sometimes because I'm like, man, you do well, but if you had more money, when Robinhood, what it is Robinhood created this ETF stock that allows you to they invest into starter companies before they actually starter companies long before they actually go public. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, wait a minute, for real?
Yeah. So you don't know what the companies are, so you're taking the risk of trusting that Robinhood. Right. All right. So you know what they are because they actually have it in the stock. But what I'm saying is that they went and they did this. Now I went and I bought it at $22.66 a share, but I only put a little bit of money in there because I was like, if it go down, I'm gonna rock out and grab some more of it. It's at $30 a share right now.
Damn.
So, I mean, I'm not gonna buy it at $30 a share. I'm only going once I buy it. If it go green, it is what it is. Whatever I have is gonna stay like it is. I'm not buying no more. I never buy a stock higher than what I originally paid for it. That's just my motto. And I never, if I pay whatever I originally paid for it, that is the highest I'm going to ever pay for it again. If it goes in the green, some people will say, "No, I'm gonna still buy some more." Nope, I'm patient. I wait. If it was $60 and it went to $80, I'm not buying it at $80. I'll wait 5 years. If it ever goes back to $60 again, then I'll buy it at $60.
Wow.
And that's my motto, and I've been doing the same thing all the time.
Yeah, you used to always tell me that too.
Yeah. Same, green is green, right? So that's it. So that's my motto. And here's the thing.
I didn't do that. I didn't do that with Dogecoin, but yes. But I stopped it around. I did stop around 30 cents, something around there, 20, 30 cents. I said, no, I ain't doing them.
I don't care what it is. That is my number one motto. And here's the thing. FSK when I was buying it, and I'm in the red with it right now. But I remember when I first bought it, I got it all the way up to 30 shares of it, and then it went green. It stayed green for over 3 years, and I never bought
Yeah,
another.
I did
Then it went
well.
red.
Yeah, I did well yesterday. Yeah.
Then it went all of a sudden it went red for me. I seen why, and I'm down right now with it. And at that time I had 30 shares of it. Right,
Mhm.
I'm down right now 28% in the red. But I went from 30 shares to 115 shares because that's how much I have. That's how many shares of it I have right now.
Oh, okay. Well, after it went to the red,
When it went red for me, I started buying a little bit more. But when it
you
went
started
really
buying,
down,
right?
I upped the game to I bought as much as I could up to 115 shares. And I'm freezing at that point. Like I'm not buying no more because I'm working on something else. But it went as low as $9 or something a share. It's back up to 10.55 a share, but it was as high as $11 a share a day ago. So that's why I said I'm not gonna worry about it. At some point, if it go back under $10 a share, I'll start buying some more. I'm not buying it at 10.55. Under $10, I'll buy more.
Mhm.
But where it's at right now, it's not enough for me. It's not down enough for me to buy it. But if it goes below
Yeah, I hate
$10,
that.
huh?
I didn't work like that. I don't know. I can. I think sometimes I can.
But
And
that's why.
I think it probably it can. That's another thing you got to be patient on too. Um, I mean, I can't say that I didn't make money like that, but again, everybody, you know what I'm saying, is different.
Well, they pay dividends,
But
so
I
it don't
think,
really.
but I, oh yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. So
okay,
that's why I was up in the game because that company FSK paid dividends. Now, the
okay.
reason why it went down because they had a bad quarter, money wise, revenue,
Mhm.
bad quarter. They the stock price dropped because people go in panic mode. Then they said, okay, they wasn't going to be able to cover the very dividend that they was paying out, which was 70 cents a share every 3 months. They cut it down to 48 cents a share. Cool. I'm okay with that. I already understand the game.
Mhm.
I just started buying more. I'm up to about 115 shares. If it go back, it went back up. I was buying it at like 9 something a share, and it went back up over $10. If it goes up to 11, $10, I mean, if it go back down under $10, I would consider buying more. I'm a hold where I'm at right now, but I know that if the company recover financially wise, which they're not in dire mode, but it is what it is. It's part of business. You're gonna have slow times. If the company recovers and then go back to what I mean, a revenue and stuff going back in because most of what they own is real estate. Guess what's gonna
Right.
happen? That price gonna go back up to 15, $20 a share. I'm gonna be in the green and I'll be collecting again. Now I've already been collecting dividends for almost 5 years. So I'm not really in the red, if you think about it. If I add in the amount of money I collect in the dividends, I'm not in the red. If I
Right.
put that into the equation, I'm not in the red. But if I'm just looking at the price based off of my average cost, it looks like I'm in the red.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I get you. International
Oh,
stocks
okay.
are doing way better. International stocks are doing way better than this domestic stocks right now. It depends on what you own, honestly speaking. Because I got some international stuff that ain't doing so well, and I got some stuff that is. So I guess it depends on what you own. You know what I mean? Because I'm being honest with most of my stuff are domestic, and I'm doing very well. If I start reading all the numbers, you'd be like, dang. But I don't care about it being up. Honestly, I don't. I care about the payout. That matters to me more than anything is the payout. The dividend payout is what matters to me. I can care about the red, greens, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like USAC, I talked about a lot of times, and I'm up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could have bought more of it, but I can't. I'm up 167%.
Damn.
And that
Yeah,
does
my
not
joint
equate.
frozen. I keep hearing, but my screen frozen. But yeah, well, that's crazy.
Yeah, but that, again, here we go with the children again. Jimmy, you probably shouldn't be having sex with your mom. I don't think that's a good idea. You know what I mean? So you go on your mom raw like that? You really go on your parents? You go on your mom raw? No condom, no nothing. That's just nasty. That's really nasty. That's really nasty, Jimmy. To go on your mother raw, that's disgusting.
Sorry,
Bad
I
enough
didn't
you
come
have
in.
Bad enough you're having sex
Mhm.
with your mom, Jimmy. Now you're gonna go on her raw and then talk about how good it feels.
Oh, did I come into a fracker disruption?
So you're gonna impregnate your mom, and she gonna end up with another baby. So your brother, you're gonna be the father to your brother.
Wait a minute, Ron. What happened, man? What happened, man? I
Let me
was
pull
going
it
for
up.
a sec.
Jimmy said, I never use protection. I never pull out. Then he says, raw only. Then he said, feels good. And I said, you go in your mother
Oh,
raw like that. And you go in your mother raw like that. And first of all, having sex with your mom is disgusting.
so he
Right.
having his, so
And
he
then
his
he
brother's
impregnates
dad.
your mom.
He's his brother's parent. He's his brother's parent.
Right. So he get his mother pregnant. How does that work out? His brother, he's the father to his brother.
Yeah, or sister.
Right.
Boy. Da-da-da-da. Click, click,
Mark,
da-da-da-da. Click,
Mark,
click,
Mark
da-da-da.
said
Jimmy
Jimmy
sounds like
sounds
a
like a
oh.
dog fighting.
Mark, Mark, you really don't like dog that shit. Mark is funny, yo. He still listen. Mark, what's up, man? Listen, he ain't even go on Jimmy. He ain't even go on Jimmy. You was supposed to at least go on Jimmy, Mark. Come on, man. You was at least supposed to go on Jimmy. You ain't supposed to let him ride. He came at Ryan, and, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. You know Shaq is Ron and our pals, man. He our pal. Even though I ain't get my equipment. Yo. So Ryan,
Yeah.
that's Jimmy, huh? That's Dick.
You know who it is, yeah. The one we was
Jim
trying to
Browski,
the
huh?
time. Huh?
That's Jim Browski.
Yeah. Mama made me spit out my tea.
Damn. But
Oh
yeah,
man.
man. Hey, yeah, we adore Jimmy. Don't go nowhere. I just came back, man. We adore that shit. Little
Yeah,
Jimmy,
we
yeah,
was on
little Jimmy. There you go.
Ant
You
went out,
back, man.
came back in, was like, wait a minute, what just happened?
Yeah. Thanks, Mark. I know you ain't defending Shaq. We good with that. I would never say that, but I was just like, damn, bro. I was like, wow, little Jimmy.
I love it.
Little Jimmy.
Love Yo, that was funny.
uh, yes, it
Yo,
was. Especially for those I hope that are on here that usually be or just see that, because that was funny, because they would understand. Like,
they
they would
understand.
understand that shit.
They won't
Yeah.
understand it. You don't hear all the
I
time.
hope Shaq laughing about that shit. I hope Shaq is laughing in the background. Like, yo.
We call it Shaq
Thank you,
Leonard.
Mark, man. That made me that was really the funniest shit today. That put tears in my eyes, man. Oh man.
Oh man, that was
But
funny.
yeah.
It was
Man.
like, wait a minute, I jump out for 2 seconds, come back in the whole conversation and change it.
Yeah, because I was like, huh? And
Huh?
all I saw was feels good. So I was like, well, what happened? I'm like, hey, I wasn't even gone that long. Damn frackers. They know that's what this show is for, but they don't call no more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They don't call no more. Listen, even when it was four of us or five of us on here, like, you know what I'm saying? They done ran them out. Now they only want to
Held
come
out.
get two of us. Like, they could come get two of us. Maybe our three come back. You know what I'm saying? Our power people, our power of attorneys and shit.
Yeah.
Our squad are deep back up on it, yes.
Yo.
But yeah,
Nah, man,
man.
I
But
was just talking about earlier I was talking about before you came. I was just talking about like I was in G Town yesterday.
mhm.
Man, there's so many stores and businesses that shut down, bro.
I
Crazy.
know malls. A
Yeah.
lot of malls have shut down. Stores have shut down.
Yeah.
And like you
And
said,
I'm be honest with you, I don't like it because it takes away the competitiveness. And the more it takes away the competitiveness, it gives more power to big business to control the pricing of things because
Mhm.
now we don't. They're running out of competitors.
And delivering it.
Yeah.
And delivering it. And you on
Right.
a time instead of you going to the stores shopping around like, I might take that shirt.
No,
You know what I'm
Jimmy.
saying? That's a new shirt. You know, I might take them pair of jeans. It's a new joint. Little Jimmy
Right.
messed it up for everyone. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's definitely
Yeah. So it was. He said they are shutting down because no, it's not shutting down because the economy is doing bad, extremely bad. This is where everybody's missing it. I know y'all listen to the news and they tell you the economy is not doing bad. But people's behavior changed. They go into Amazon and they're not going to local businesses. They go into Walmart and they're not going to local businesses. They go into all of
or
these places.
or overseas
Right.
because
Right. And so the
we got
economy,
I gotta yeah.
if the economy
Go ahead.
was going bad, the stock market would not have hit a record high. But you know what the stock market is affected. Small businesses aren't really affecting the stock market. Big businesses. So there's not people are spending the money. They just not
Right.
spending it with small businesses.
And the small
That's the part
business.
that I don't
Right.
like.
Right.
I'm benefiting
Right.
from the stock market. You get what I'm saying? So
'Cause
I know what I'm
yeah.
talking about. But I
You're
don't
able
like
to
it.
add it. Yeah, you're able to get it from the businesses. You don't have to go to the store no more. You go
Right.
directly from the
That's what
place.
I
Yeah.
don't like what I'm seeing. Even though I'm benefiting financially, I don't like what I'm seeing because that gives them more control. That's what I don't like. So when people say, "Oh, they're going out of business because people's spending habits." They're going to Walmart, they're going to Amazon and ordering it DoorDash and all these other places that's costing them more money for the same thing. Take your lazy behind to the restaurant. Why would you pay somebody more money to bring you the same food? Because you too
Trying to
lazy.
save money. Trying to save money on gas and the tip. And paying the same damn thing.
Here we go. Look, stores in the area are shutting down because imports are too high. Amazon, number one, imports are too high. Why is it that all the product that we get or have to be imported? This is why I said this is a problem. Now, originally I said this is why I want manufacturing right here in America. Because if imports are too high, that's the reason why you need to do it right here. It ain't in too high. Amazon has laid off 1,000. Amazon didn't lay off thousands of people because they're losing money. Amazon laid off 1,000 people because all of the shareholders of Amazon is tired of being an investor and they want to see profits so they can see dividends. Amazon don't pay out dividends. They're getting pressured by the investors. That's the part you don't know. So you know what Amazon got to do? They got to get rid of high dollar people that they was paying all this money to when all that bullcrap was going on. They gonna bring back more people. Amazon gonna hire those 1,000 people back, but it ain't gonna be the ones that's making all this money an hour. Guess what it's gonna be? New blood, less money an hour, so they can increase their profits. That's just business. That's what's gonna come out of that. So they gonna tell you one story, but here's the thing: why is it that right here in this country we are at the mercy of another country imports when we can make it right here and make it right, better, and cheaper? So is that whose fault is that? Why do I have to wait for a ship to send it over here for 35 days and still possibly get it cheaper than I can make it right here in America and get it to you in a couple of hours? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And would it be if I made something in Ohio, right? And I made
Yeah.
something in Pennsylvania. Shouldn't it cost more money to get it to you from Pennsylvania than it is if it was around the corner from your house?
Yeah.
Why? Because of traveling time and cost of shipping. So
Right.
explain to me why you can get so-called get product cheaper from another country that it takes a month to get it over to you. When you can just manufacture it right here and get it to you quicker. And it should be cheaper.
Wait, or they think they doing it a whole different thing.
Because again, if I invest the money and I do it on a foreign land, I'm not under the American scrutiny and American scrutiny
Right.
law.
Exactly.
That's why they do it.
Exactly.
I don't have to deal with child. I can go over there and let kids make it for dirt cheap instead of having to pay grown-ups over here a decent salary to make it right here.
Yeah.
These are the very same people that say that they got a problem with slavery, but they don't have a problem with the slave labor that's making it over there. So it ain't the fact that they don't have a problem with slavery, they just don't want it for themselves. But they'll buy it when somebody else does it.
Damn.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So if I own a company over in another country and I could get child laborers to do it because I'm not under American scrutiny, and then the people over here keep buying it cheaper, but they don't understand how it's getting done. These are the very same people that run out of their mouth and say, "Oh, we don't want slavery," but yet you got people over there being enslaved and pay next to nothing to make it. That's why it's cheaper for you. Because they don't want to do it over here because they have to pay more money to make it over here to the workers to do it.
And that's it. And they got laws that'll protect them over here.
That's my whole point. That's why they do it. Because it's cheaper to do it over there, manufactured over there, slave labor over there, ship it over. Listen, I want you to think about this process. The first thing I gotta do is order it, right? Then I gotta get them to make what it is that I want, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after they make everything that I want, what they gotta do? They gotta package it, right?
Mm-hmm.
After they package it, they gotta put it on the truck to get it to the shore. They gotta put it on a truck or a trailer to get it to the water, right? They gotta crane it off the truck
Or
and
horses.
lift it and put it on top of a ship, right? Once they stack it on the ship, it got to get through customs. It got to get all the way over here. It got to be craned off that ship onto another truck. And then it still got to be shipped to wherever it is and then unpacked and unloaded into the shelf for the consumer to buy.
That's a lot of
Why
shit.
is that whole process and the product is cheaper than you just manufacture it and make it right here in America? Because it's not about the it's because over there, they're not under American law and scrutiny. They can make it cheaper over there because they can use people, enslave them to do it. Some imports are flown in, not everything. And I know that. I understand some imports are flown in. But again, it's still, you know how much it costs to run a jet plane? You know how much fuel a plane uses to get somewhere, to get that far?
Or even the boat.
Right. And that's my whole point is it's still a process. Even if they ship it on a plane, it's still a cost involved. It might get here faster, but you still all of that extra cost involved, manhandling the whole process. Why in the world is it cheaper? When you can just make
The
it right
labor
here.
is cheaper, not the machine, because you can make the machines over here. So
Right. And that
now
is the
you're
labor.
factory.
Now
Right,
you understand
labor.
that. You get it. And it's the labor. I can get people to do it
What
over there and I
is
ain't under American
slavery,
law.
right?
So for people
Yeah.
that say their stuff, listen, I want it manufactured and made here in America. Why? Because I want American workers to be able to get those jobs. This is why I try, even though it's hard, to consciously buy American-made stuff. And this ain't had nothing to do with politics. I've been like this since I was a young man. This had nothing to do with politics. Once I realized that, if I don't buy it here, the people here ain't gonna have a job. So I'm gonna try to buy American-made stuff. Don't mean that everything I own is American made, because of course that's complicated when you start shipping everything everywhere else.
Where'd you go to college at?
I'd rather pay a little bit more for it if it's made in America. As simple as that. I would rather pay more for it if it's made right here in America. That's me personally. I don't care because I want my kids, my family, my relatives, people I know all live in this country. And I want to make sure that they ensure the future too. And if we at the mercy of every country to get everything we need, if we never made food over here, where we gonna get the food from? If we don't make clothes over here, where we gonna get the clothes from? And what if they decide they don't want to sell it to you no more?
Clothes.
That's my whole point.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. He said most of American made is not made in America is a symbol. And I agree, it is. And it shouldn't be that way.
It ain't. Yeah, you're really true. Yeah. Right. It's become that anyway for a long time.
So this is where, as an American citizen, you need to wake up. And this is not political. This is just common sense. If I have to get it from everywhere else and they decide they don't want to give it to you or sell it no more, you're going to now have to start making it here anyway. Why put yourself at the mercy of every country out there when you know, listen, let's just say they wanted to poison you. You know how effective that would be? We ain't got to fight you with ammos and guns and bombs. We just send poison food. We just send diseased food. You didn't think about that, did anybody?
No.
We just listen. We ain't got to do that. We can make the stuff that y'all want and just make sure it's junk, so it fall apart as soon as you get it, and make a complicated return policy that you can't get your money back. Yeah, we'll build you those nice cars. They look nice, but give it 2 years, they're gonna break down like ain't nothing. And what did you say about that BMW you had? It was isn't that a foreign car?
Oh, the 750 Li.
Right. And
Top of the line.
You said
Stayed
you had
in
it for 2 years and you only drove it for 6 months because it cost you all this type of money. Now, BMW is supposed to be a good name, ain't it?
Yeah.
Then why would you have more? Why would a car be more expensive and have more problems than a cheaper car right here made in America? Now, let's look at another car that you own. It was a Chevy Cavalier, right?
4-cylinder, 4-zippy, baby.
American made, right?
Yes.
How long did you drive that Chevy Cavalier?
534,000 miles.
Actually, it was 640,000 miles. I think you forgot. I saw it. I remember.
All right.
All right. So my point is this: one was foreign and one was domestic. If you were standing at a dealership and both, based on your experience right now, and you were standing at a dealership and you had both of those cars in front of you, which one would you rely on?
My 750 BMW Li. Right now, this play.
I said which one you would buy. I said which one would you rely on?
Okay. Yeah, my 4-cylinder blue baby Cavalier.
Right. Now, so people would tell you that foreign cars are better than domestic cars, but you've had a car that cost 3 times less than that car would have cost new and lasted way longer than that car lasted.
7 times less.
Yeah. You get but you see my point.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Right. So
I'm just making it clear mathematically. It was way more than I'm saying. It was cheap. Go ahead.
But my point is, yes, the other car looked extremely better. But it was parked.
Yeah.
The other one didn't look as nice. It was okay. It was a nice car.
Yeah.
But guess what? It moved. It got you where you needed to go. It kept you with your job. It kept you making it everywhere you needed to go, and it did it for 640,000 miles.
In and out the shop. Mine's made it in the shop, but it didn't make it out the shop until months later. The BMW. Right. Every time they call me, I thought they told me to come get it. It's like, oh no, we waiting for this part. We gotta do this, that happened. This happened, that happened. But we was waiting on the parts. We gonna fix that, fix this.
Yes. Now,
okay.
Fords run forever. BMW is what Ron was talking about. iPhone. When he was talking about, I was talking about iPhones. You pay for the logo, and you do. Now,
yes, you do.
And when he talk about Ford, right? First pickup truck I ever owned was a Ford F-250. Right? You remember that burgundy and gray one I had, Ant?
Burgundy and gray, yeah.
Let me tell y'all something. That was the truck that never died. When I purchased the truck, it had 100 and I'm gonna say 165,000 miles on it. It was an old truck. It wasn't new. It was old. F-250. I drove that truck for, I'm gonna say 3 years. I changed the oil twice. My brother had the truck for a little while because he needed a vehicle to get back and forth to work. Eventually, I bought my Dodge Ram around that same time, and I sold that truck to somebody that needed it. They bought a new truck, but they wanted a work truck. So they bought that truck off me because they wanted to use it because they was doing concrete work and stuff like that. They drove that. Their engine went on the new truck. So that old truck became the daily user again. They drove the truck for. Now listen, I bought it when it was old as dirt. They was driving it for 4 or 5 years, sold it to someone else, and he was still driving
it. Damn.
Now when I got rid of it, it had over 200,000 miles on it. I don't know how many miles the other person put on it. And then I don't know how much miles the other person put on it. Because I seen the truck, I ain't gonna say recently, but in the time period, because I did contract work, they did contract work, and once in a while we ran across each other. Or we go look at jobs like, yo, and I'm like, yo, is he still driving it? Yeah, he's still driving it. He said the sad part about it is I got the engine fixed on my truck. Then my truck and transmission went a year later. He's still driving the truck. They gonna ride past me and laugh. He said, because I'm looking at him like, man, I shouldn't have never sold him that truck. I should have kept it. So that's my whole point, is that you just don't know.
They were never moving too fast. Spend some money.
Now here's the thing. I got a Dodge Ram. I've had my Dodge Ram for 12 years. I got a 3500 Dodge Ram with the Cummins diesel engine side of it, whatever. I've had it for 12 years. I got about 260,000 miles on this truck, and I still have the truck. The truck is still in my, still have it. I'm getting rid of it because I don't need it. I really didn't need it when I bought it. But again, it's not about foreign, domestic. What I'm saying is that they will sell you the idea that something is better when it's not. You're either going to get a good vehicle or you're not. And that's the real point that I'm making. It has nothing to do with whether foreign cars are better or not better. The other thing, the fact that nobody takes into account is this. If you live in the city of Philadelphia, where the streets are horrible, you're not going to have that car long. The road is going to bang your car apart because you're going to hit at least 500 potholes before you get where you're going. And no good car is going to be able to take that every single day. So the roads and the quality of the roads and where you live is going to be a major factor in how well your car lasts.
Yeah, Ohio like that shit too. Shit.
And the other thing is just the elements. Here's my point. If you ever been up to upstate New York, which is like near Canada, right? You're not going to have a car very long up there. You know why? Because it's going to rust out fast.
Mm-hmm.
You ever go up there in upstate New York where there's a lot of salt and all that other stuff? Everybody's car got rust all around the bottom of it. Why? Because the elements eat away at the car. They get a lot of snow. They use a lot of salt and all this other stuff, and your car is just rusting out like that. And that's just part of the elements. That's part of what comes with owning vehicles. So there's other factors in there other than just the owning of the vehicle. You know what I mean? is your roads, your elements, and where you live, and a lot of other factors in there too that people don't take into account of how long you think your car gonna last. If you live in an area where you have a lot of hills and to climb and stuff, you're probably gonna go through a transmission faster. Why? Because the car have to work hard to get it up and down hills. I'm not saying that's factual. I'm just saying there's a lot of other factors I don't think people take into account. But Philadelphia, man, bro, they need to do something about them roads up there, bro. It's like ridiculous. You still there? Yeah, we lost Ann again. We lost Ann again. Yeah, we not going to. Hold on, let's see what's going on. Hopefully we're getting back in. And in the library. He probably in there stealing Wi-Fi again. They kicked him out the library. He's like, you've been here too long. You use up too much Wi-Fi. You're using up too much of our Wi-Fi signal. Yo.
Hey, boy. Had a lot of disruptions and functions. Got a lot going on up here. I'm back.
Yeah, Mark said you in the library.
I'm poor. You're right. I am in the library. Library closed today, man. Can't be in the library today. I'm outside of Starbucks.
Yo,
Yeah.
this up, right? I got you know, I be buying top to bottom them candles and stuff, right? But every once in a while, I've been trying to burn through some of this old stuff that we had around this house. And I got this candle burning in here because it was a little chilly today. I said, you know, I'm gonna burn this candle. I smelt the candle for like the first 5 minutes. Now it's just heat.
There's fumes?
It ain't no fumes no more. It's just heat. Meaning all I got is the fire burning. There is no more fumes from it. I mean, I got scent in here, but what I'm smelling is the thing behind me. I got one of those air fresheners that Jay and them made. I got that behind me. That's what I smell now. At first, I smelled the candle. That lasted a couple of minutes because the candle's supposed to be vanilla. Man, that thing don't smell like nothing. All I'm getting out of it is heat.
What's that? Vanilla? Is it vanilla bean that you be getting?
No. This is not their candle. This is some old stuff that we had. A candle that we had before I started buying their stuff. This is hold up. It's this stuff. So you know that ain't theirs. That's a jar.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's no it's not giving me no scent. Like it's supposed to be vanilla, but it's not giving me no scent. That's why I like this. Like when I get this stuff from them, which you know, the ones I get from them, it's hard for me to burn these joints, man, because they look so nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. People, you know what I mean? Y'all need to check out Top to Bottom products. Got really good products, y'all. The candles do burn all the way through. You know, it's really good.
Yeah.
Worth the money.
Yes, they are. But that air freshness is fire, bro. I know you ain't
man. What's that, Reed?
Broke nigga. You talking about you?
Yeah, that's me.
When you start talking about the library, I guess. I don't know. XXR97.
You got money?
Huh?
You can't even afford a vowel. Fuck out of here. You near the last letters of the alphabet. You talking shit.
Yo, Mark said, I came to cat. Get baby Jordan on. Hey, Shaq, you better come defend yourself.
Hey, Shaq, you better bring yourself out. Because I'm I'm starting thinking you scared.
I'm gonna have to.
You know how with the
Go ahead and get Shaq to come
Warriors,
back on the Fracker Show.
they come to play.
We're gonna have to get Shaq back on the Fracker Show, and then get out the way and let him and Mark go at each other.
Yeah, they need that time.
Mark be going in on Shaq. Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Shaq might be a little, intimidated.
Well, you got the little part yet, right? But
I'm just gonna call it. I'm just gonna call it, Shaq. I'm sorry.
you gonna call it?
Even if I call it that I think I'm gonna lose, Shaq. Listen, I don't think you want the smoke from Mark. You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna lose every day. I never think I'm gonna win, but I'm gonna keep coming back.
He said, "Little Jimmy is watching."
Little Jimmy Cricket. Little Jimmy the Dicket. He don't get called a dick, he a dickette. Oh, little Dickly.
Yeah, man. But oh, bro. Yeah, man, it was just when I was in Philly, man. It was just a horrible sight, bro. Like it just, and honestly, a little bit, it just kind of broke my heart to see it. It was like, this is bad.
Yeah, because you kind of like, these are stores that we grew up on going to.
Right.
And even if some of them that you weren't, you already see that the fact there's no business down there, how much more it's going to fail because we're going to put something else there.
Like it's a different story than people say. When people try to say the economy, if people are spending money, where are they spending the money? That's where you got missing it. It's one thing to say, "Oh, it's the economy." It's not the economy. It's where people are spending their money at. Amazon is making a ton of money. Walmart, Target, all of them are making money. So it's not that people ain't spending their money. DoorDash is making money.
They just changed where they're spending their money at, and it's local stores because they're not coming out going shopping no more.
These local stores are getting murdered because of it. They can't survive because
Timu.
Right.
They don't from Timu, TikTok. They don't come out the house no more, man. There's no need for them to have a store open to come there because they're trying to control them to stay in the house and not have to come and go nowhere.
And that's where these local stores and these local businesses are getting murdered.
You ain't got a window shop. You ain't got a window shop no more. Your window is on your phone. Windows is on your phone.
And that's why America has a bunch of unhealthy people because we don't move. We don't move. We don't get out. We don't listen. And think about this: when you went into the mall, right? How many times have you seen a bunch of big fat people in the mall? It was rare.
Not much. And they were sitting down most of the time. Right.
Because most people in the mall was moving around, walking, and that's why America is unhealthy because we stopped moving. We want everyone. We want a handful of people to bring us all of our goods.
Look, you didn't want to bring your food. You used to go out and get your food, kill your food, cut it down, shape it. Now you be like, hey, can I order? Oh, what size, Kip? You can't even tell them what you want on the damn thing. You had a limit of the menu.
Yep.
You can't say extra cheese, pepper, salt, cook that hard, and onions. Make that raw. Could you you can't say shit. It's this or that.
Right. And now and what's happening is that laziness, they capitalizing off of people being lazy. They want more lazy people. They work just enough to get enough to still keep you so that they can make money and you'll get nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark, you still the fracker, bro. You gonna always be the king of the chat right now. But no, Mark, what's up, man? Out in 3 minutes. We appreciate you, Mark. You know that. You know what I mean? You're part of the OG network. We appreciate your support, man. You're one of the greatest supporters.
Always.
Appreciate you all the time, man. And make sure you stay and have a good time out there, whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah, be safe there, bro.
We'll see you next month. We will definitely not show Shaq know that you went in on him again.
He asked for him. He always asks for him.
He always asks for him.
I'm
gonna have to holler at Shaq like, yo, you gotta come on the Fracker Show this Sunday. I ain't gonna tell him why.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him why. I'm just saying you got to come on the
Pe-
Fracker Show.
People
Why?
want to see you.
People want to see you got fans out there, bro.
You got fans. He gonna know.
He going to know. I know he going to know. He gonna be like, no, he's just trying to set me up.
Yeah.
Oh
All
man,
right. But yeah, man, it's been a how was the week this week, man?
busy, and it's gonna
Busy.
be like that next week. Busy, 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 busy.
Man. Yeah, he was telling me a little bit. How's the Fire on Fridays?
It was all right. It was all right. I mean, I was Fire on Friday was actually pretty good in my opinion. I wanted to do like a grown man conversation, man. I ran into somebody on the street that watches the show, and he said something
What?
to me, huh?
Okay. No, I
Yeah,
said, go ahead. What?
and they said something to me that was quite that was a little interesting, but then it struck my thought pattern on, um, like it kind of took me back to the elementary stuff that we talk about when it comes to firearms and how in the black community is looked down on, like as if you like you know what I'm saying. It's like that taboo of you ain't supposed to have them. Like I know
Right,
if you don't
right.
grow up in the hood, you're not gonna understand what I'm talking about. You're gonna be like,
Mm-hmm.
what is he saying? You don't understand. The reason why I say that if you didn't grow up in the hood, you get when you're in the hood, you get a false perception of what owning a firearm is about, and that's what we were talking about. Like, and I say this all the time is that you hear all this outrage about this and outrage about that, but yet you see these young brothers out here taking these firearms and offing each other lives, and you never see these so-called black leaders out there protesting about that. They're not out there talking about that. They're not out there on the front line about that. Don't tell me about Black Lives Matter when black lives get killed and you're not out there on the stronghold about that. I don't want to hear about your political views when I see black men killing black men and you say nothing about it. You say absolutely nothing. Don't tell me about reparations. Don't tell me about none of that bullcrap if you're not on the front line trying to actually save black lives when you say it matters.
That should be the key focus right there.
That should
And it
be
should
your
never
key
come
focus.
off.
You should never come off that subject. And this is one of the reasons why I love doing the show the way that I do it, is that, and I said to him, I said, and he asked me, why do I have the firearm behind me? I said, because I can. That's why. I can.
Yep.
I am
Yep.
American citizen who have the right to keep and bear arms, and I'm never going to let nobody tell me that I can't.
Right.
And I said,
Right.
if for any young man that watch my show or see me, I ain't out there waving them on the streets. I'm not out there killing people. I'm teaching them the right way and the
You
responsible
ain't
way.
threatening nobody.
I ain't
You know what I'm
threatening
saying? You
nobody.
ain't threatening nobody.
I said,
Right.
so
You ain't glorifying it.
right,
Yeah.
if a young man see me and they see me standing strong in my stance of the Second Amendment, but also know that I'm out there wilding and stuff, and they see the skin color and it might help, then guess what? That's what I'm gonna continue. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's part of why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because I don't want you to not have the firearm. I want you to be responsible with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to
Yeah.
give up your firearm. I don't tell no young person, old person, nobody. I don't want you to give up your firearm. I just want you to be responsible with it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
want you to respect the fact that it is an honor to be a good guy with a fire.
That's an interesting statement right there.
I want you to be a responsible, a respectable, and honorable person with your firearm. That's what I want. I don't want you to give up the firearm because here's the thing. I want you to have the right to keep and bear arms to protect yourself against government tyranny.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want you to give up the firearm. I just want you to understand why you have it and have the right mindset and owning it and not be out there in the street wilding out and trying to terrorize your own community with it. That's what I want to stop. What are the gun laws like in Pennsylvania? Pennsylvania gun laws is actually pretty good until you get to Philadelphia. Pennsylvania, we have an open carry law, and you can conceal carry and open carry. Yes, you do need a permit to conceal carry, but that's in the city of Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia, they want you to have a concealed carry. You have to be licensed to conceal carry. But in the state of Pennsylvania, we have open carry law. There's some little issues in there, but I think Pennsylvania gun laws are not that bad. But I don't. But even with that, I still think all gun laws are unconstitutional. There should be no gun laws. There should be none. Zero. That's my opinion. Zero. Because I look at it as my right to protect myself against government tyranny. So why is government making laws to limit my ability to defend myself against you? So I don't agree with no gun law.
Against anybody.
Right, against anybody and you.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with no gun laws. There should only be one good law. Get it. And I don't call that a law. You should just get what you need to get, any weapon you need to get to make sure you have the right to protect yourself against government.
The law is the death is what you done with the gun. You know what I'm
saying? Howard said we don't need no stinking gun law. And I don't. Right. I don't agree with none of them. I don't listen. Why? Listen. Let me ask you a question. And it's real simple.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ask your parents for permission since you've been grown?
No.
So why are we asking politicians for permission to protect ourselves against government terror? We're grown.
You're not under the government, man.
Right. So that's my whole point. Like where did all of this get to this point? And it happened. A lot of this stuff happened, throughout time. But at the end of the day, we need to reverse course. All of it needs to go away. Every state, county, and every city. And guess what? I can guarantee you 100%.
Should they have a knife law? Should they have a knife law?
A little bit.
They got a knife. They got a knife law.
Not really.
They got a knife law.
No. Well, they
sword law.
They say you can't carry a knife in the city of Philadelphia.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. Because we stupid enough to let them. We are. I like that word, stupider.
Mm-hmm. It's a word.
We're so stupid. We're letting them make decisions on our lives and what we can use to protect ourselves.
Is it a food law?
Supposed to be that way.
Is it a food law?
No.
I'm just saying.
Right.
You can die and kill somebody with anything, overeating. Well, I'm just saying, like,
with all
the gun could have been made for sports. Right. You decide to kill somebody with the car, vehicular homicide. I mean, you don't have a car law, like, probably which size of car to have.
Right. That's my thing is this: is that they don't try to ban. When someone gets stabbed with a knife, you don't hear them out there saying, "Let's ban knives."
Mm-hmm.
I can't count how many people got
or a stick or a branch,
right?
Or a branch.
When people got murdered with a kitchen knife, but you don't hear them out there protesting, "Let's ban knives." You have many people got murdered with hammers, but you don't hear them talking about let's ban hammers.
Hatchets, axes. Shit, I kill your ass with a toothpick.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole argument of banning this and banning this and banning this and banning that, you guys are not understanding this has nothing to do with it don't have nothing to do with criminals. So here's the thing. If I'm the government, right? Let's say I'm the government and I want to go tyrannical, yeah, I'm gonna ban everything. I'm gonna ban anything that's a threat to me. If I want to be a dictator, that's the smartest thing to do.
I'm gonna ban the dogs, every deterrent.
I'm gonna ban anything. I'm gonna ban you from having any type of weapon that's a threat to me.
Or protection, no.
Right. That way, I don't have. When I come to do what I'm gonna do to y'all ain't got no way to defend yourself. And the bigger thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep y'all divided. That way, y'all not uniformed. That way y'all not uniformed against me.
Hey, put that drone down.
And as long as y'all fighting with each other, y'all fighting with each other, y'all will never be able to defend me. Y'all will never be able to beat me. Because y'all too busy fighting with each other. Ain't that what Loki did in Avengers?
Wow. Yeah.
He said, how y'all going to defend me, beat me when y'all too busy fighting each other?
Boy, I tell you right there in the movie, right?
And it wasn't until they started working together as a team that
Did
they
they
were able
figure it
to
out,
fight off.
right? Mm-hmm.
So it is a
Mm-hmm.
strategy that is not new to the day. It's a strategy that works. As long as I got them arguing and fighting with each other over stupid, silly stuff like skin color and all that, I can do what I want to do. Because they don't even see what I'm doing anyway. And that's anybody.
Mm-hmm. And look at him, he was relaxing.
Right. Sitting back, relaxing, watching them fight over each other. Fighting over me, and I'm not even in the fight.
Mm-hmm. I ain't even in the fight. I'm just stepping to the side.
Right. But that's my whole point.
That's what the government doing.
Yeah, he said. Mark said in Kentucky, unless you have a felony, you can't legally carry a gun. Well, in Philadelphia and Pennsylvania, it's the same rule. If you felons are not allowed to have guns. Now, me personally, I don't have a problem with felons having a gun. See, my thing is this: if somebody is a hardcore murderer, if you keep them in jail, they can't get the gun no more. That's how you fix that. Don't let them out in the street no more. Now, the reason why I don't agree with the felon thing, because I know, especially in the city of Philadelphia and other places like that, they create felons. They make people into felons. So here's a point. You go steal, let's say somebody who's a thief, right? And you go steal $1,000 worth of stuff. You become a felon. Now you can't even have access. You can't have a weapon because you was a retail theft. You didn't murder nobody. You didn't kill nobody. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not in with the thieving stuff. But again, the United States Constitution is the right to protect yourself against government tyranny. One don't have nothing to do with the other. So
Right.
being a felon, you still have the right to protect yourself against government tyranny.
Under the law.
Right. So
Supposedly.
that's why I disagree with the felon thing. But here's what people don't pay attention to. And this is why I say black people sometimes in America really needs to pay attention to what the reason why they threw that in there. When the black Americans started becoming free from slavery, right? First, they tried not to recognize them as humans so that they could not take advantage of the birthright citizenship, right? They fought to give them birthright citizenship, meaning if you're naturally born in this country, you are a citizen of the United States. That was the whole point of the first time. Right now, they started noticing, the racist people of that time started noticing that black people started owning firearms. So what did they do? They went and tried to make an amendment to say that if you're a felon, you can't own a firearm. That had nothing to do with nobody else but black people. Why? Because then we can start creating you into a felon, which restricts you from having a firearm. And then they kept writing more laws. Every time they seen black people in America evolving into more of this type of stuff, they start writing more laws to make it more complicated. Every last
They
one of
sent
them
them,
was
they sent them to jail for nothing. They sent them to
right.
jail for nothing.
Right. This is the reason why I
Lied
have
on them.
right. This is the reason why people don't understand what's really going on. And then they keep doing it. And that's the reason why when Joe Biden was office, the reason why he wanted to ban assault weapons because black people started owning automatic weapons. The reason why they keep writing these type of laws is an attack on the black community. And guess what black people keep doing? Voting for the very same people that keep attacking on your rights and your ability. This is what they did not say, and this is not a political, but this is the whole reason why the administration that's in there right now start putting funding in the way to restore felons their rights. Because they saw what they did to the people that's supposed to be true Americans too. But you never hear them tell that story of they put all funding there and they went through all of this stuff, investigating all of these laws and stuff to fight for people to have their rights. Now, they're not saying black people, of course. They're saying fight for American citizens. You know who got affected by that the most? Black Americans.
Black people.
Right.
American.
So if I'm a president and I don't like black people, I'm not going to do that because I know who it affected the most. But if I do care for them, then I say, well, no, let me put this in a way so that they have a fighting chance too. Let me remove all these obstacles. because it was the Democrats that kept creating these laws and making black people felons. But they never tell you that part. What they keep telling you is, oh, we trying to protect you. No, you're not. You're trying to control me. You're trying to take away my right to be able to defend myself just in case y'all become tyrannical. Little by little. That's why I don't fall for it. And if you go check history, you're going to know what I'm talking about. And even Mark said he agreed. You know. They changed the rules to make people felons. And this is something that they've been doing for years. This is the reason why when the man was running for president, they start changing the rules to make him a felon. They said, oh, he got 34 felons. Go look at all of the stuff that they tried to get him on, and where was these rules at prior to that? They did the very thing to him what they would. That's why all these black people was like, damn, Trump black now. Why? Because they tried to do the same thing to him, but the difference is he had money. He could defend them all. We couldn't. That was the only difference. He had money and lawyers. So when you start to look at this stuff, you start to see the pattern of what they did. This is why I do not mess with them and I don't bang with them. I don't need nobody to agree with me. I'm not looking for a bunch of people to say, oh, I'm on board with that. I can care less. I know what are we talking about. And I see it for what it really is. That's why I'm so adamant about get your stuff back. Because the day something really happens, you're going to wish you had it. Because nobody's coming to save us. We got to save us. And the only way to do that is we got to have access to the best weapons possible, just in case.
Stay in case, stay calm.
And that's real talk.
Now, here go one for you. Yes, and it's funny you say that, right? So check this out.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I went to go get an item. I went all the way to the deep part of South Ohio. Southeast Ohio. People, let me tell you, as a black man from the city of Philadelphia, you know, North Philadelphia, I've been all over, been to Atlanta, been to Georgia, been to Texas, Boston, Baltimore, Washington, North Carolina, Florida, South Dakota, Ohio, Pittsburgh. I'm trying to think of another state. Okay. Now, I was a half an hour away from my house in lost service. I know that I was in a sundown town with my black ass. I knew 5 minutes into the ride, this don't look like my neighborhood or anything I've ever seen going into it further and further and further and further and further and further. I mean, trailer homes and pickup trucks is all I saw. I seen attached trailer homes to another home. And then they had about 4 trailers, and then they had a little schoolyard, like for their house, like a play joint, right? So then I start seeing people walk out of, they look like abandoned homes, but they had no shoes on their feet, no shirt, they just coming outside. And I don't know, they was trying to get service, but y'all, I was scared as hell. You know what I'm saying? And I know that if I'd have had used my Second Amendment rights, I'd have been that much more comfortable knowing that I had a firearm or something. But I had no, I was happy that my GPS was still running. I didn't even think about that. I didn't think about the luck of the fact that my GPS was still running. I was sitting there like, I couldn't call nobody. I couldn't get no calls out. I'm sitting here thinking, damn. And then it said emergency calls only one. Now I'm thinking, do I gotta get out the car? If my car gets stuck, my truck tinted windows, so I'm like, nobody see that I'm a melanated brother right here. and I'm in a Bronco. I'm like, oh, this is just
Bronco kind
crazy.
of helps a little bit.
Being a black man in a Bronco, I don't know. And because this sundown town was like it was so sundown that they didn't mean the time. They meant it was if it's gloomy outside, we'll kill your black ass. If the sun is not out, if I don't see no shine or no shine coming through, you're gonna die. It's not no 4 or 5, 7, 8 o'clock PM. Motherfucker, if the sun don't shine at 11 p.m., I mean p.m. every a.m., then guess what? You gonna die. If it's gloomy out here, you die. And that's how the town was, yo. It was crazy.
Yo, you gotta when I come up there, you gotta take me there.
You said what?
You gotta take me.
Hey, I ain't going up that way unless I got a car rental. Cause I know with a car rental, they're gonna send somebody out there to get their car. Cause I was like, if my car broke down, but my friend was like, she said, if anything happened, just call me. So that's your normalcy you thinking.
Right.
But like you said, in a tyrannical world, you got all these laws. I can't have a gun because of what reason? Now I'm up here getting killed by people because they all got guns and they kill me. And listen, and I can't call nobody. Ain't no cameras around there. I was sitting here like, yo, I'm just gonna have to hope that my aunt like the bug skills is gonna get my ass back up out of here. Jeez. Man. Yo, I was scared, y'all.
Mark said, I'm Caucasian from a bad neighborhood. I never had to fear ants. It is what it is.
He said he never what?
He said it is what it is. Meaning that like here's the thing. Again, it doesn't particularly mean that somebody was going to do something. It's most of what you talk about is probably psychological. And I'm not saying they wouldn't. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
It's what's going to go through your head naturally if you somewhere where you don't know and it looks like what you probably saw on TV or movies. Like, yo, I ain't. And then you got a phone that don't work.
Right.
Right.
I can't even YouTube. I can't even YouTube what to do. I can't even YouTube what to do.
It probably was like that.
No power.
But again, if it's unfamiliar territory, is in an area that you're not sure of, your only knowledge of it is what you.
But you know what? The shame part is this: that you got to worry about other humans doing something to you because of whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? I need help, and instead of you helping me to death, or you trying to do something to me. Animals don't even do that to each other sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they might not do it to eat, but they don't do it just to be like, oh, I don't know, you're a bear, and I don't know, you're just a butterfly, so I'm going to just bite you and kill you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, they're just not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? But you'll see somebody because your whole ethnicity.
Like male lions will kill a hyena because they're in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Because of they're going to compel a male lion will kill a competitor of a species because they're in the area. Because they don't want them to mess with the food sources. So they will kill it. I mean, but
certain one.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Certain
one. But sometimes the king lion sit up there and let them kill.
Right. But my thing is this: is that again, like you said, you feel like, why should I have to worry about another human trying to take my life, all just because of the color of my skin,
my religion, my political views, how tall I am, how short I am, what team I get out with.
It doesn't.
What the fuck you doing with the Lakers on? You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't mean that that's what was going to happen there. You don't. I mean, most of what we talking about is speculatory, but it can happen. It has happened. That's my whole point. It can happen, and it has happened, and it might not even be an issue where you was at, but it looked like it in your head.
Right. It looked like it could become an issue and whether I can get help or not. But again, if I felt like it's something that I had all the laws that restrict you from doing a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't go places because they're worrying about those things.
The point. Mark said, I have never seen a white person go after blacks because they were in the wrong place. at the wrong time unless it was the police. But you know, like here's the thing. I'm not saying that it can't happen because we know it could. You know what I mean? Now
Yeah, yeah.
I've been a lot of different places, and and you know I'm one of those people like you are, and I'll pull up the highway and go through a neighborhood just because I want to see different stuff.
You're
And
right, right.
in my head, when I see around, I'll say, yeah, they might be. You know, in my head, it looked like, oh, this might be a place where a lot of racist people are at. It doesn't mean that they're racist. It's just what I have in my head. I don't know these people.
They just probably never seen me, right? They never seen me. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing. It's just the same if some of them come down and
they might be, they might not be. Most of what's going on in me psychologically is just my perception of what I see. It's my own perception of what I see where I'm at. Now, unless something happens, it's still in my perception. Now, do I think you should just be open and say, "Oh, ain't nothing gonna happen"? No, that's not. That's again, that's the reason why Aunt said that if I was there and I had something with me, I probably would have been more relaxed. Because if I'm in a vehicle and it breaks down, then I got to deal with whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I have no way to defend myself other than if I'm gonna have to fight off. But if I can't fight off 5 people trying to kill me. You know what I mean? I can't fight off. You know what I mean? I'm a fight, but eventually I'm going down. I already know I'm gonna eventually go down.
Where I'm gonna run to?
Right, where you gonna run to? So again, the firearm, the gun is the equalizer, meaning that 5 against 1 with 30, 5 of y'all against me with 30 rounds in my clip, and this is why I say that all that clip, how many capacity band is a joke. No, I need them 30 rounds because if it's 5 of y'all and I got 30 rounds, that's a good defense to keep y'all off me. If I'm limited to 10 rounds and I hit one of y'all with 2, y'all still might be coming. You get what I'm saying? So that's why all of that limited capacity stuff is stupid. It's dumb, and you should not be letting politicians tell you.
They don't know what I can have. I could be like, you had 2 ARs in my trunk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying to me? And then they turn around and look, and I get stuck. And they like, oh, anybody. I ain't listen, y'all. I ain't talking about just because of the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying to me? I'm just saying I was unfamiliar with, yes. But
here's the thing, and I guarantee you agree to this part. You will have the same way you looked at that sundown town, right? It's the same way you look at a gas station in the middle of the night if you see a certain amount of people lingering around. You say, you know what? This might.
If I pulled up down North Philly in the night, like I've been down there, living down there in my life. So let me say that if I had pulled down somewhere like parts of Virginia, you know what I'm saying, on a late summer night, or Atlanta on a late summer night, and I'm not used to the mood and the scenery, and I'm like, everybody moving fast and moving differently and talking different lingo and stuff like that, I'm gonna feel the same way. If my car broke down, I'm like, oh shit.
Right.
I'm gonna feel uncomfortable. I'm stuck. Sun down. It's nighttime. It's 11, 12 o'clock. And guess what? The sun is down. And that's a sundown town at that point. And if you don't know nobody from around there, the same thing can turn around and happen to you. But guess what I would feel like? If I got something with me, I'm gonna feel a little bit more comfortable at defense.
And that is the point that I'm making is that you're just as likely for it to happen with people that may match your skin color just as much as it happen to people that don't. People with bad intentions don't come in specific skin colors. People with bad intentions just have bad intentions.
Just have bad intentions, yeah. And so it look weird. The surroundings look weird to you. You ever go to another? Remember my white brother Jimmy at Home Depot?
Yeah. Oh,
Jimmy, that was my y'all. That was my That was my homie. That was my little brother, y'all. I ain't even think about this now.
That story will never get old.
Well, so he takes it. I think I had some troubles in my car, and I asked him to drop me off. Now, y'all, anybody that know, On the, he said, yeah, F Jimmy. Not that same Jimmy. Not that same Jimmy. And he turned around and he lived in Kensington, y'all. Y'all know in Kensington, PA, they call it Zombie Land, right?
Right.
Zombie Land is what Kensington, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is labeled. If y'all look at it right now, it's like a really bad part of Philadelphia. Now, it is predominantly white and Hispanic, but it is a mixture of everybody there too as well. All right. So I tell him to take me, drop me off. So he dropped me off home and I live down North Philly, area, Germantown section. It's bad, but it ain't bad to me. So as he dropping me off, he goes, yo, bro, how you live down here? I said, motherfucker, you live in Kensington. How the fuck you live there? Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm like, I wouldn't have went to Kensington, so, you know what I mean? He started laughing because he like, a lot of shit in this neighborhood happens. A lot of things happen. But listen, when you used to your surroundings and everything, you're safe. You don't even think about what you do. When you see this unfamiliar faces, like the same hard face that came to me, whether he was black or white, going to look the same if I went over there and he had the same hard white face coming up talking to you, no teeth in his mouth, saying some shit to you like, oh, this motherfucker about to shank me, rob me, or do something. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? He's about to do something. You know what I mean? Oh, man.
I'm hoping we talk about the same Jimmy. But when we was helping Jimmy move.
No, not that one. Not that one. Not that
There's
one.
another guy that we used to work with named Jimmy, right?
You talking about Jimmy Moran, but his last name's Moran.
No,
he had a real big head.
Jimmy Moran was the white guy with the big head. This is tall, slim Jimmy who got married, and they moved up to what's your name? Slim Jimmy used to paint. He was a painter.
Oh, okay, the painter. I was about to say, you talking about the one painter. Okay, go ahead.
Me and Aunt, we on our way. He asked us to help him move some stuff, right? So we go up to his house down northeast Philadelphia. Now, he live in like a cul-de-sac, if y'all know what a cul-de-sac is. And we pull up there, and of course, everybody in this neighborhood is all white. We're standing outside talking to Jimmy. And he looks around the neighborhood because everybody's out there looking at us like, I guess because we moving or whatever. And what did Jimmy say? Get your own black people, these are mine.
The white dude said, hey, y'all know how to dance? He asked us, like, do y'all know how to dance or some shit? Like, like we came to Jimmy's house to perform on the curb. He was just standing out there and talking. He's talking about, hey, you guys know how to dance? And we was like, dance? And Jimmy was like, no, man, these my niggas. You got to get your own. You know what I mean? And we were just like, and I guess he was stuck, like, because we were sitting there like, why would you ask us if we,
right.
And we can dance?
Now, don't get me wrong. Jimmy, like, here's the thing. We clown each other many times like that anyway. So Jimmy wasn't the issue at all. Now, the stupid question that the person asked was the issue about the dancing part. You just assumed because our skin was black that we knew how to dance. Now,
even if we did, why the fuck would you ask us if we gonna dance? Like, you ain't even offered some money. You just asked us if we can dance, and like you thought we was gonna dance for you. You ain't asked if we had construction. We came in a pickup truck. You ain't asked if we could do floors, nothing else. You asked if we dance.
And all Jimmy said, and Jimmy turned around and said, get your own, these two are mine.
Yeah.
And I was like, knowing Jimmy and knowing how we all clown each other all the time, I was like, I got to give him that one. That moment was his moment. But that dude that came over there and was talking that stupid stuff, he's like,
yeah, I mean, he apologized to it, but he was telling us why. But we ain't really had to apologize to it because we was just like, no, it was so funny because we always making racial jokes with each other anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? We always are making racial jokes, but we understood that because our conversation wasn't never racial.
Right.
We made racist jokes about our stereotype of who our people was.
Right.
People come in there and they say stuff wrong, whether they're Hispanics, Asians, Puerto Ricans. Like we all hung together. One was Japanese, one was Hispanic, the other was white, two of us black, three of us was white. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was a sporadic of us talking about each other race and then being and funny, and it was funny.
And it was funny.
It was funny.
Now that morning,
even the customers used to think it was funny. Some of his customers played along with us.
But that morning, Aunt, when we was at work and we was talking about, well, it was actually an extension from joking around the day before. But when we was talking about, we was like, why can't, when we say why all Puerto Ricans got chihuahuas and why all Puerto Ricans can't read. And remember that next day we was up early in the morning waiting for them to open the store. And that Puerto Rican dude drove up in that tractor trailer and was asking for directions. Oh my goodness, man.
And every street we had to get.
And that dude pulled up in that tractor trailer. And we was all sitting out there. He was like, excuse me. And he was a Spanish guy. And he was like, hey, can you guys tell me where White Taker is? And we all looked at each other. And we was like, you mean Whitaker? He was like, yeah, Whitaker. So now me and Aunt, being black, was making jokes about the Puerto Ricans can't read. We look at the two Puerto Rican people and we like, you know, give that look like proof right there. Well, this is a joke that extended from the day before. So he's like, yeah, man. Now here's the thing. We say they don't know how to take directions and we say they don't know how to read, right? And as he says this, and we was like, you mean White Taker Street? He's like, yeah. He said, what you looking for? He's like, I'm looking for Cardonia, the place.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember that, yes.
Right, we was like, you mean Cardone? He was like, yeah. I'm like, oh my god.
Because he said, we was like, what do you do? And he said something about car parts. And we was like, you talking about Cardone? He's like, oh, yeah.
So we telling him where to go, but in the middle of that, we hear a dog bark. And he's like, oh, calm down, killer. And then he picks up this little chihuahua. Man, we all looked at each other. We was dying laughing. When I say you could not have written that script better.
Yeah. Alex's face was like, fuck my people. Like, fuck my people. Like, fuck my people. Yo.
So to give you an idea is that's why Jimmy, when we was up in Northeast, all of that type of stuff, that's what we used to do each other. Because remember the day before that, we was at the truck and we was like, I asked them for some grits. They listen, I didn't know white people don't know what grits are. Like, I really didn't know. Jimmy, the other white Jimmy, the big head Jimmy, he was like, what's that? I was like, you ain't never had grits before? He was like, no, I don't know what that is. And I was like, oh, okay. So he was like, I ended up ordering me some grits and I was like, yeah, give me some extra, put some butter in there, and I wanted some American cheese in mine. Some people eat it that way, some people don't. He was like, man, is it good? I said, well, I like it a lot. He was like, well, I'm going to try it. So Jimmy got him some grits, and I said, well, this is how I eat mine. He was like, I said, well, give him his the same way I eat mine. Next thing I know, Jimmy was getting grits almost every damn day. He's like, man, I didn't know grits were that good. I said, well, you need the salt and the butter and the cheese in it the way I eat them. Yeah, you might not eat all that.
Home Depot had a lot of ethnicity, dexterity of ethnicities, because that was how we did. We was teaching each other stuff, that some of the things they didn't know, some of the things we didn't know, some of the things we joked about, like the black people should come and say linoleum wrong.
Right.
They were like, can I get some linoleum, melanin? Be like, linoleum. Like, this was the jokes, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, we literally was like, we could pick them and tell you what someone was coming and saying they couldn't say. And we'd be like, linoleum. And they be like, yeah. You know what I mean? And you be like, they're not even going to say it right. But they're going to act like they act like they know and don't know shit. And that's going to be make you even madder because they be trying to act like they know shit. And you be like, why fuck?
Yeah, Mark. You know Mark, to answer your question, me and Aunt are families. We are first cousins. Our mothers are sisters. That'll give you a better idea of, to give you a better idea. We are actually family. Our mothers are sisters. And Mark asked the question, how long have we known each other? Yeah, so to answer the question, we are actually family. Both of our mothers. What's up, Fat Tatula?
What's up, Fat Tatula? He ain't got no chihuahua. Chihuahua on coke and always biting ankles. Yeah, we
No,
see. What's
wait.
up,
Now
man?
here's the thing. Jay said, and I didn't get a chance to read it. Chihuahuas, they always bite an angle. Cause that's exactly what's the joke. Part of the jokes too. We would talk about Chihuahua.
Yeah. What the hell they gonna do?
Bite your
Ankle
ankles.
biting ass little dogs. You know what I'm saying? You wrist down and they wrist biters now. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
but that day,
Because
man, when I
they
say,
can't get no other extension of the body other than you reaching down and they bite your wrists or they at your ankles. It ain't like they get your thigh, your butt, your balls, and nothing. You know what I
yeah, I just call them. I always called them noise boxes
Oh,
because
thank you, Mark.
yeah, I always thought they was noise boxes. Mark, so the kind of further the question, even though we known each other for like, me and Aunt got, even though we cousins, of course, and we got our moms and sisters, we've worked around each other a lot. Like we
Yeah.
did 10 years at Home Depot together. We did 5 years at we used to work in the IRS building. We was in the kitchen in there.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we was in the IRS building in the kitchen for almost like 5 years there. That was one of the first jobs we worked together. We was there for like 5 years together in the kitchen in the IRS building in Philadelphia, Northeast Philly. When it was there anyway. When the government facility was there, we worked there for years. Then Aunt went on to another job, and eventually down the road we ended up at Home Depot together. And then we worked in the real estate for a real estate company for a little while. Aunt there was there there for a little bit here and there. But we got like outside of just being family, we got a lot of work history together too.
Mm-hmm.
When I had
And
my
we went to school together. We went to school together, same elementary for 6 years.
right,
Then
6
we
years,
lived around a couple blocks away from each other for you know what I'm
right,
saying for all the years.
all of our children, all of our childhood life. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So we got a lot of history together. So it's
yeah.
like,
We Mark, we call each other brother,
yeah.
like brother cousin. That's my brother. You know what I'm saying my brother cousin.
So we had a lot of history together. So a lot of times when we tell these stories, our experiences because we've been around each other so long. That's where a lot of this is coming from. So I got more history with Aunt probably than my actual natural brothers because me and Aunt was around each other a lot, other than my older two brothers. So it's a different history, but a lot of history with Aunt because of that reason.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why he still got his hair, Mark, and I don't. That shit pisses me off. Um, you know, Mark, that shit is some bullshit, Mark. Because I'm only a day older than him. I'm only a day older than him, Mark, but he got all his fucking hair and I don't, Mark. So yeah, I'm mad about that shit. I don't know. But anyway, getting off the jealousy part.
Your mama should have your mama should have messed with somebody that had better hair.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell my pop what you said. I'm
They better
telling
make
Fred
better
what
hair
you
choices
said.
than men.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell Fred what you said.
Oh
You know what's so funny? My dad has all his hair though.
well, you can't blame him.
No, it's my uncles that didn't.
Oh yeah. Well, it didn't. It passed his generation.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say because let me see, Uncle. I don't remember Uncle Jimmy going bald. I know Uncle Max and Uncle Earl did, and Uncle John
Yeah.
did.
Yo,
I don't
Fat
remember
Jack,
Uncle Kirkman.
did you read what Jay said? Fat Jack?
No, it didn't.
No, Aunt.
No, and got no hair because he was born on Groundhog's Day. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Jay, man. But that's the special day. I guess I can't have it all, Jay. You're right. I just can't have it all. I guess I had it. But Jay, what's your excuse, Jay? What day were you born on, Jay? He said you are too cool as it gets. Both real cats. How did little Jimmy get in existence? You guys and the girl. Well, me and it's the two guys and the girl. I don't even know how to rephrase it. Like, yeah,
Yo.
little Jimmy just wanted to get in, man.
Oh man. You know how they
little
say.
Jimmy, little
You
Jimmy
know how they
was
say.
about.
Why is it that when black people laugh, they can't stay in the same space?
Like be running around. They got to run around the block, sit in their chair, get up, slap themselves, slap everybody, hit everybody, get back in the chair, crawl.
That one right there, I had to leave this. That was funny. I had to leave my space.
Yo, you know it's so crazy. Like honestly, when you said that, the funny thing about stereotypes is some of them are really something that you really can't get away from saying that they are. And the shameful part is when, like I said, when you can't joke with people about their own things that they do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and they do as a whole ethnicity, like, you know. Oh, Ron.
My bad. That was me. I turned my mic off.
Oh,
You know what we should
okay.
do next week?
What's
Real talk.
that?
Real talk. Factatular. I don't know if you're going to be able to get in next week or whatever, but we should really do a show on stereotypes.
Yeah.
Like we should do the whole. We should do next week's show.
Yeah,
I know
the
we
Fracker
usually don't
Show.
split
Yes. That's
we should
fire.
do a show on
Because that's the
stereotypes.
toughest skin. That's the toughest skin to swallow because you can't really deny. You can't deny it. You can't.
So we're gonna do a show next week, and what we're gonna do is the show is gonna be about stereotypes in different races. And it's gonna be fun. It's not to be trying to attack no race over another race.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it in the name of fun.
Yeah. Take accountability for your race and be like, wow, yeah, all right. You know what I'm saying? Little Jimmy should probably come out of the closet. We heard him talk. We all heard him talk. Yeah, we don't know what Little Jimmy is. Hopefully Little Jimmy's still around and he can come out and we can stereotype him. We won't stereotype him, man.
So I don't know. Hopefully Fat Chat or whoever, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think we should do a whole show on
just I think I like that. I like that.
Of like different races and different stereotypes. How are they real? Where are they real valid? Like are they real stereotypes? Because here's the thing: stereotypes evolve from typical behavior you see in most people. There is some stereotypes. It's not like they're not.
Yeah.
There is not. It's not like stereotypes aren't really true. Some of that stuff.
Some of that shit is true, right? Some of it is true. You be like, that's what I say. Accept accountability.
Right.
That we might be right. We might be wrong, but listen, let's bring it to the table and think about it. You know what I mean? And talk about it.
Next week's show, we're going to talk about stereotypes, where they come from, and how factual they are, and or not. Or just, but we're going to do it in the name of fun. This is not to insult somebody or try to draw one person over. It's just funny because me and Ant was sitting here talking about it and we laughing because I'm like, yo, like how we was up there and the dude asked us, can we dance? But we like, you asked us, can we black? Like,
right. Shuck and jive? You mean dance?
I don't.
You mean monkey dance?
I'll be honest with you. I don't think he meant nothing of it. And he really didn't mean nothing by it. But, I mean, stereotypical.
Right. He might have thought that we could dance.
You know what I'm saying? Now, he would have.
Now, listen, 20, 30 years, I really could dance. I probably could have, you know what I'm saying? If he'd have started breakdancing, I would have battled his ass. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't get the answer that he was looking for because he didn't have no grape soda in his hand.
Yeah.
All Dominicans people own grocery stores.
Yeah, that's a stereotype, but I do know a lot of Dominicans, you know. Yes, it is true. I had a grocery store. But you're not every Dominican. You know what I'm saying?
But
you are one of some.
So here's what we got to do. This is some weekly homework for those that need it. We gonna have to go research.
Jay,
all stereotypes. We're gonna have to do some research on stereotypes so we have questions to ask each other.
Yeah, Jay, I'm gonna ask you some questions next week. You know what I'm saying? I'm quite certain little Jimmy can dance better than playing basketball herself. Wait a minute now. Who is he talking about? Shaq or little Jimmy right now?
Little Jimmy is
Or in the people own liquor stores. No.
not in Pennsylvania because Pennsylvania. It's hard to say that for us because we lived in Pennsylvania. And Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
stores were owned by the state.
Yeah. The Ohio got a couple of Indians and some owning some liquor stores, but not. I don't know in PA. I don't know any that was in the. They
All
own a lot of
Indians own
convenience stores.
Jay, save the
Yeah,
show.
yeah. Even with the own liquor stores. Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes,
You got it. We got to save all that stuff for next week.
yeah. Jay, stop. He said, "Okay." I was thinking the same thing. Like, wait a minute, Jay.
You know he gonna be ready. Jay gonna come in here with a roll of
He
toilet paper
ready.
with a list on it.
He ready.
He gonna have a crayon with a whole roll of toilet paper, a list of stereotypes. You like, I'm ready.
You gonna say 97%? 97% of the time, they did this. 98.99 times, I'm telling you, they did this. Jay gonna come with them numbers. See, stop, Jay. Shut up. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, y'all. Next week, that's what the show is going to be about. I know we don't usually script the show, but I think this was a good one because stereotypes to me are funny. Like I think comedians make a lot of money off of making fun of
Yes.
stereotypes. I think it's humorous.
Right.
So I think it's going to be a good show. So for the week,
Right.
as we progress throughout the week, make sure y'all get some thoughts in your head about stereotypes and get out of your feelings because we're going to have fun.
Yes. Yes.
And
So, but yeah.
But also make sure y'all come in tomorrow for Philly Talk. We'll be in tomorrow for Philly Talk, 7:00 p.m. Make sure y'all come in and check out Philly Talk for those that had the time. Make sure y'all liking and subscribing, sharing, and also
Hey, salute the Chopper and that Thatcher not coming in today. Chopper, I thought you was gonna come in today for the Fracker Cat, but we'll catch up on you. You know what I'm saying? But here.
Make sure y'all come in, check out all the shows, but also make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. But also go back and watch some of the videos because I'm going to be honest with you. I do it. And I started to realize that we are a lot more funnier just as much the second time as the first time. Before I used to just kind of play the video, but now I just started back listening to some of the stuff that comes out of our mouth. When you're saying it, you try don't get it, but sometimes I go back and I watch the video. I'm like, yo, I didn't realize we said that.
Yeah, y'all do that. It honestly is because sometimes I do it and I be like, damn, I ain't remember that or I ain't see that. Oh, damn, that was funny as hell. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was.
Watch some of the old shows. Make sure y'all like some of the old shows. The other thing is don't skip those commercials, man. Watch those commercials through. Help the channel out so that we can continue to, number one, generate some revenue. Number two, that again, I go back to where I started the video out is as we still doing the fundraiser and it was still going on. We got time, but I wanted to. My goal is to try to get this fundraiser to the point where everything is fully paid for. The thing that I want to say is again, thank everybody. Overall, we moved the needle about $300 since we got involved, and for some that might not sound like a lot to me. I think it's an extreme blessing. I think it is a lot. We originally started this when we got into the fundraiser. It was at $3,964. It is currently at $3,679. So, and we're moving the needle slowly, surely. We're making needles. When YouTube did pay me out, what little they do pay me out, I made another donation to which brought the needle down even more. Actually, we made two. Which brought the needle down to some more. And we're going to continue on this path. So if you don't get a chance to use the link that they have, sometimes it does have issues with it. But as long as you guys are donating to the channel and supporting the channel and watching the videos, if you don't have no money, watch the videos. Let the commercials play because we generate revenue through that too. So even if you can't donate, the more you watch the videos and more you let it play, the more revenue the channel, and the algorithm pushes the channel Believe me when I tell you. To be honest, I watched the previous video and know that I am undefeated on Fracker.
Yeah, I ain't know you gonna read it. Yeah, I was cracking up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
He said, I watched previous videos and now I'm
Which I
undefeated on
want to
Frackers.
say.
Little Jimmy, man up. Oh, come on. See, y'all might find that out.
Right. Say what y'all want to say. Right now, hands down, Mark is the king of the chat, and we have yet to find somebody to take him out. That's it. And
Yeah.
that's it. He owns the chat. Mark is part of the Fracker Show, but he owns the chat. He's undefeated.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, if you watch the show, go back. You know what I mean? Hey, y'all might have some smoke that y'all got for Mark and say y'all want to do this. Appreciate you again, my brother. Appreciate you. God bless you.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, again. Yeah.
Always holding us down over here, man. You know what I mean, like I said, Mark is one of the biggest supporters we have of the show. He's always donating.
Mark said, bring y'all ass. Mark said, bring y'all ass.
Right,
especially Jimmy and chat. Bring your ass. We gonna promote Mark.
We gonna have to holler at
Mark, we gonna have to promote too.
We gonna have to holler at Shaq. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're
going to get him up on here with you, Mark. Because you seem like you like to have some fun. We like you.
But next week, remember, Fracker Show is literally going to be about stereotypes. And I think this is going to be fun.
Yeah, I do too. As long as people don't take it, listen, y'all, please do never take none personal. That's what this joke is about. It's like, there's no need to take it personal. That's what the problem is wrong with comedy. You really have to look at yourself sometime and think how funny that shit is. Period. Yep. So this is what it's about. Fraggers is about laughter. We don't take nothing personal. What people say to us on this show, that's why we don't get mad at them. You know what I'm saying? We don't even want to boot them out. We just only boot them out when they don't want to demand the rules are coming on and showing their face. That's all we ask you, show your face.
Right. Mark,
when you get to a certain part, Mark didn't even have to go there because Mark handled his, and we ain't even asked him to show his face. We Mark, because nobody took you there. Nobody took you down.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Fat Angela said we got to get Mark on the show soon. Mark, we already talked to him. He welcome to come to the show. You know that. All you gotta do is say, Ron, send me the link, and I'm coming in. And then of course I got to see who the person is. But once I see,
he said, only people because it's about them, they will leave the truth about themselves out. Yeah. Hey, well, they do. If they do fuck them, that mean they don't have no funny humor or feelings in themselves. That means they're emotional. They so emotional, disturbed, they can't take this day or for a few hours for us talking about letting it off your day. That's what therapy is about. Sometimes you gotta know that some shit is like, man, I ain't never know I did that. You know what I'm saying? I never did that.
So like I said, I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's a good show. I mean, make sure y'all tune in. Tell everybody y'all know to watch the shows next Sunday. To make sure y'all get the chance to tune in. I'm telling you, I think, in my honest opinion, I think that this is going to be hilarious when we start talking about stereotypes amongst different races. Because listen, I don't know all stereotypes, so everybody gonna be throwing different stuff at us. And that
we done seen or probably haven't seen. Yeah.
And we'll see what sticks and what don't. And it's not about protecting the person.
And it'd be funny because, like, let's say like Indian people or Asians, like we never heard how they think, how we act. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be funny. I mean, other than the fact that they kind of mimic us by doing some American shit or doing something, but other than that, but to watch them actually do, like, okay, did you ever see this one real quick where it was all these black guys and all of them grabbed their eyes and made it slanted and they was making a joke. And then the Asian guy turned around and was like, ooh, 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 ooh. Now, it was a racist joke, but like, what else did he have to fight with? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
hey, look, he defended himself well.
Yeah, they even had to laugh. They even couldn't get mad because listen, y'all trying to play me because I'm the only Asian dude, so y'all gonna be like, you know what I mean, do. So then it was like he just looked around and was just like did it like a little monkey. And they all stopped and looked at him, but it was just funny, man. It was like, did you just do that?
Right, and that is what you want. You want the humor and the fun. And it's not a good show if you can't have fun, bro. That's why I said
Right.
so. Stereotypes next week, y'all. We're gonna get into it. We're
Yeah,
gonna have
there.
fun. It's gonna be hilarious. Make sure y'all tell
Mhm.
everybody about it. And because we want more people to come in to throw in the chat what they think is stereotype and what race is it true, is not true. You're gonna get our somewhat opinion about it because we really don't know. But definitely
Yeah.
we're gonna have it's gonna be a good show. So make sure y'all tune in next week for the Fracker Show. It's gonna be fire. That's real talk. It's gonna be fire. Like, subscribe to the channel if you
Like,
haven't
subscribe.
already. Real talk.
Like,
Check out
subscribe.
all the stuff that's going on. And like the above, Fat Tatula, and all of the YouTube family, Mark, and those that are watching, those that in the cut. What's up?
Yeah,
Real
what's
talk.
up,
Real
y'all?
talk.
Whoever in
Y'all
the cut, salute to you.
check out the show. We doing, like I said, we trying to do
Good.
things over here, and we're doing what we can do, but we're doing amazing things over here. You're going, in my opinion, this is going to be one of the best YouTube channels on YouTube. Real talk, hands down.
Yeah,
And we
shout out to Leia, shout out to World Away from Here, shout out to Karen P, shout out Mental Glass Crack. Yo, he's a bad boy. Mental Glass
oh
Raccoon,
my goodness,
yo.
yeah,
He be
bro,
making some crazy stuff, bro. Still.
bro, yeah.
Out the pit having some crazy conversations, man. Some
Yep.
very
Out
intriguing
there,
conversations.
man.
Out the pit,
Sure.
Bam Bam.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah. Old man Jenkins, we'd still like to thank you for our Philly Talk song and all the support you give us too, bro.
I was just
He's doing
listening
some
to
things
that.
on his. I like his character at Devil's Advocate. Y'all got to play the game, Devil Advocate on Old man Jenkins.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, check him out.
the Philly Talk song before I actually jumped on this live. I had it playing before I started.
Yeah, ain't that something? That's my genre, man. That's my
Yeah,
genre.
yeah.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. I mean, we get
Yeah.
ready to get up out of here. Remember, next week again, just for those that might have just popped in, we're gonna have a stereotype conversation next Fracker Show. Make sure y'all pop in. Make sure y'all come in. I think it's gonna be hilarious. And make sure you tell a friend, like, subscribe, join the YouTube family. We're gonna have a great time. Any last words, my brother, before we close the show?
Big laughter, much love, and live, y'all. That's it. I really got to say this. Live. A lot of things happened to me this week, y'all, and it was pressure. It was a lot of stressful things, especially yesterday. Yesterday, oh my God, it was just like the cabin. But I got through it. I'm here. I'm no different than you are. We all can do this together, but we gotta do it together, y'all. Love y'all. Thank y'all for being. We can't do it without y'all watching, support,
So,
subscribing, things like that. Everyone's support is greater than the other 500. Oh, yo, I'm at 596. I'm
yep,
almost at 600. I'm
yep.
really happy about it. Yeah, man. I'm really happy about it. I never even experienced made me thinking I was gonna get over 10. So I'm really, you know what I mean? I'm happy about it. So everybody please keep supporting, keep subscribing, pushing, sharing. I appreciate y'all for
Real
everything.
talk. We appreciate y'all. We getting ready to get up out of here. And like I always say, make God first. God bless y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day. We out of here. Peace.
Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.